Trading the foreign exchange market carries high risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Trading on margin, utilizing leverage can carry an even higher level of risk that can lead to a complete loss of investment funds. So before deciding to trade the foreign exchange market or using any of our software alert products, you should carefully and diligently consider your personal investment objectives, level of experience, and risk tolerance. There is a possibility that you could potentially sustain significant loss. You should not invest any capital or trade that you cannot afford to lose. It is your responsibility to be aware of and understand all risks associated with foreign exchange trading and to seek professional advice from an independent certified financial advisor if you have any doubts. Auvoria Prime does not exercise trading authority over your trades. You and you alone exercise discretionary trading authority over every trade.
Okay, so morning, everybody. So first off, okay, yes, you were on the call yesterday. You could tell I was frustrated. I was very frustrated. You guys know I hate to lose, but I was a little bit like, I missed my S&P breakout yesterday because I was focused on currency pair, with call outs and things like that. And I was like, that was really what frustrated me. So CB and I chatted yesterday, Matt and I chatted yesterday. And so when I'm on the call, I'm going to focus on what I've been successful in trading and what I trade. And it might be different from others. But me, as I'm taking these trades, because I am trading with my live money too, by the way. Even though it might say demo up here, it's connected to a live account. So when I lose real money. That's why I get upset. And then it's not big. If you see the lot size, it's not small. Okay. So going forward, as I'm taking a trade, the only trades that I'm going to take are ones that I am comfortable with and fit all of the rules of my strategy utilizing AIRO. That'll be the trade that I'm in. And those are trades that are off of the indices. All right. S&P 500 is still Bay. Okay. So it's going to be US 500 or S&P 500. I'm going to be looking for the breakout during this US session. But other than that, I'm on the H1 time frame majority of the time. I don't like being on the M15 because of fake outs and things like that. I like the H1 because of the overall trend. You see Fibonacci on there most of the time because I'm following the trend, following the retracement, things like that. I'm not trying to lose no more money. Okay, looking at pairs that I don't normally look at. So to help me and to help you guys, because I know you guys on here, you've heard of me seeing my indices, you've seen my screenshots and things like that. And I haven't been able to focus on on my indices because I'm looking at currency pairs. So the squad here in the panelist thing, I'm gonna focus on indices and any H1 trades that I see that fits my criteria that I'll call out. And then Matt and CB, they'll help take out the currency pair things. Like if you guys want to do it off the M15 and things like that, that's kind of how we're going to roll. That sound right, Matt and CB?
Absolutely, that's the plan.
All right.
And folks, if you have any questions or if you want to call out any potential trades in the currency pairs or anywhere else, just put it in the Q&A. Both Matt and I will be looking out for that as well.
Cool. Thanks, you guys.
Just here to serve. Just here to serve.
Absolutely. We want to make money, so I'm going to make money. By the way, so it's 9:08. All right. So like CB said, put the pairs that you want to look at in the Q&A because the chat, they're monitoring the chat as well, but the Q&A is going to be best so we catch all your questions. Other thing, when you're submitting the pair to look at, put the pair, put the time frame, and then also which strategy are you looking for? Okay, is it strategy 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, whatever? But say the strategy so that way we can narrow down what it is that we're looking for and can call out the discussion on it. Okay, because if you just say, hey Jackie, EU M15, okay, what does that mean? Are we in an uptrend? Are we in a downtrend? What strategy are you looking at? That kind of thing. Okay. And then I'm just trying to lay all the housekeeping rules before we get rolling. So if there's any questions, throw that out there, you guys, because we getting down to business here. It's almost 9:30. We gotta make sure we set up for these breakouts if it's gonna happen. All right. So somebody came out and they're like a potential bag off the M15 on S&P. Can I take a look? Okay. I'm on S&P right now, so you guys can see my screen. Yes.
Yes, we
Okay,
can.
cool.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So I see what you're talking about. A bad potential bag that's possibly happening. It's so far away from the AIRO alert. I don't know when that bag is actually going to happen. Okay, so I'm not going to see it happen in no time soon. If you're thinking you're going to get a down arrow alert, and I'll zoom in so I can see, everybody can see what we're talking about. Look at where the AIRO MA is, and look at where price is off of the M15, off of S&P. On mine anyway. Your S&P could be looking completely different, and we all have that issue because all of our brokers are different. The candlestick formations are different. They're pretty much similar and close, but they can be different. I'll have a zone, you don't have a zone. I'll have an alert, you don't have an alert. That still happens, okay? But on my chart, I'm not seeing where a down arrow is going to happen. If it would happen, it would happen way up here somewhere. But if you do get a down arrow alert, it's going to be way close to the low of the day, and a zone might be there, might be forming. Okay, so it's a possible though. It's a possible. All right. So, and then there's another QA about GU and EG if CB or Matt.
Yeah, I was just going to respond to that. So I've looked at both those, Sierra. If you want to add anything to that, question, please do. But I looked at both, and I don't see any opportunity. There was an arrow 2 candles ago for EG, but it's going right into a resistance zone, and I believe that would have been a counter trend anyway. So it's a possible bank induction move on EG, Matt. I don't know if you want to look at that, but with that said, there's not a ton of room. It's pretty tight, and I don't know if that I can verify that's a pure bank induction move based on the market maker cycle that we're in. So I don't see either of those right now, Sierra. If you want to add anything, if you were thinking something else, certainly add another question. We'll take a look, but I don't see a bag entry for either of those for sure.
Cool.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I just want to address something that was bothering me. I saw a couple comments here. We need to keep this chat respectful, and if that can't be done, people will be removed.
Agreed.
Yeah, we're not playing this game. Okay, I hope that's very clear. Zero tolerance. All right, let's keep on going. Sorry.
Oh, no problem. No problem. So here we go. I'm looking at S&P 500. I marked off the top of the money zone of the previous day to see if there would be a breakout. It looks like it's on a downtrend. Most likely not going to do a money zone breakout today. So unless there's like a really strong move going back up. So I'm going to keep S&P on the M5 then. And as I'm zooming out, I'm going to make sure what trend are we on the M5. It's a little slow. Looks I'm not zoomed out all the way. Looks like it's coming out. Okay. I count. Well, this looks a little bit slower here. I keep clicking and it's not going. I guess because not. I guess I'm zoomed out all the way, but it doesn't look like it to me. So there we go. Finally. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4 red. 1, 2, 3, 3 green. I'm kind of closing it in just to make sure. So we're on a downtrend. So I'll leave it on M5. We're going to just look for any down arrows that do appear maybe. So after this retrace after 9:30, maybe it might come up and we can catch that. That was S&P. Same thing on NASDAQ. As you can see, price is way down here. Money zone breakout following the trend would have been up. So it's pretty far, might not get a money zone breakout. So since we're on a retracement time look like, especially with the AIRO MA and the 200 crossing, put it on the M5 and we'll just wait for these down arrows coming up again, just making sure and we confirm. All right, so it's going to be nice if we get a counter trend, turn around and come back down. And the same thing on, here's US 30. Now US 30 is real close. It's kind of been ranging, so it might have a breakout today. It hasn't crossed down. So I did mark off the top of the money zone there. And since it is pretty close, I'm going to kind of put that on the M5 Zoom out on the M5 for US 30, we're on an uptrend. So catching an M5 going up would be to our benefit, and it might have a lot of power to bust through this resistance zone and then kind of take its way on up. So we'll see right there. We got a good movement here with the AIRO MA already crossing over to 200. So going to be looking nice if it actually continues to move that way. So I'm going to leave US 30 on the M5, but looking for up arrows. I'm actually going to put in a little bit of text here just so I write it for myself. Uptrend. That way I remember when I go through. The other one's already on a downtrend. All right. So that is where we're looking at for the indices right now. And I did throw in, just to be on the safe side, at market open, I did throw in Apple and I threw in Amazon. All right. So when market opens, these daily candles, period separators are actually for stocks. It actually opens at market open at 9:30. And so what I was looking for, see how yesterday Amazon did this breakout. I don't know if you guys could see that, but I could zoom in. This is that money zone breakout I was talking about and applying it to stocks. So this was this is yesterday. This is the previous day from that. So you see how the money zone right there, and then when stock market opened, it closed above it, and then it took off right into the zone. So that's a money zone breakout that I started seeing on the stocks too. So today, we'll see what happens if it does it again. But as you can see, it would be right up in this zone. So Amazon might not be a player today. And looking at Apple, the same thing. See how it's all up in this zone here? So it might not be a player for money zone breakouts today, and maybe just bag entries might appear. So I'm just throwing those out there for everybody as well. All right, CB and Matt, you guys got anything on the roster for currencies?
There was nothing at 2 minutes ago. There was no alerts, so keeping my eye on it. Looking at the cryptos and all 28 pairs. So
yeah, with the addition of version 4 here, the the AIRO version 4, it's been running really good. So if you guys haven't switched to the AIRO version 4, at least the software, the dashboard's not ready yet. Okay, guys. But there's two parts to this. There's the expert advisor dashboard that has it scans all the pairs at once. And then there's the AIRO software version 4, which is available to everyone as of yesterday when we got that message. So you should, instead of 3.1, you should see 3.1 and 4 on your charts. But in order to use that, you need to make sure that you drag over every one of them onto your charts. Version 4.
Got it.
Yeah, I don't want to jinx anything, but man, it's been running. We're in the middle. This is the time when we've often in weeks past run into some lag with the VPN. And man, I'm going to knock on wood here, but so far I've got 30 charts open with AIRO 4, and it's running pretty darn smooth.
Nice, very nice. Oh, I saw somebody mention something about London session. Did either of you guys were up for London session?
Nope.
I was not.
Cool.
Let's put it this way, Jackie. If I was, I would not be on this call right now.
Understandable. Understandable. I said the same thing to Matt and not Matt in the chat yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were like, "Oh, you could be in there for London session." I'm like, "Nah." Then Nate's gonna come for me and be like, "I told you to come in London session." So I said, "Never mind." Oh, somebody said they all GN, GA, all the G's, all the pounds and EA was in profit. So they said London was rocking today. Nice. So a lot of the moves was taking place in London. That's good. So I'm assuming they were all on the M15 if those was going. So it might be nice.
Yeah.
It might be nice for H1 maybe. Oh, 12%. Very good. So nice moves. So all those GM pairs was going.
Yep.
Oh, and he was talking about fractals earlier. Okay. And it didn't pan out well? Or it did? I'm kind of confused. Oh, okay. Took a loss on EA on the fractals. So that was interesting. So I heard somebody say they took a profit and then somebody took a loss. I guess I got to watch the recording of the London session and see what happened. So that's good to know though. Also, what pairs? You said they were all the GBP pairs. I think I need to add my GBP pairs up there real quick too, because if they had all kinds of moves in London session, then I'm thinking that my H1s should be popping here soon myself then. Throw those back on there. And just the GBP ones though. I'm not really all that partial to the Euro ones. And that's what I'll leave there. So we're just gonna wait. We got 10 minutes till market open. See what happens. All right, so here's GA on the H1 all up in that zone. So that should be turning around here soon, especially with two up arrows. It look like on the H4. Okay, well that's just an arrow thing. Interesting. And I thought I heard G Chef in there in the chat. I do have Bitcoin on here too for you, CB.
Yeah, I'm looking at Ethereum right now, but they're both kind of ranging right now. Bitcoin Bitcoin hasn't even been close to support or resistance for a little bit here on the M5 anyway.
Gotcha. I see those moves on these GBP pairs. All right, great. All up in that zone. Okay. So we might be getting some potential retracements going on or something like that happening down on those M15s maybe. So that would be nice. Let's see. Oh, so Matt's got that one. Okay, Matt.
Yeah, I got it. I was just saying. So someone mentioned why you're running on the 1 hour. Well, you can take longer trades or even swing trades off of the 1 hour bag entry. So it's something that can be done. I'm actually starting to like it a lot, and that comes from watching you trade, Jackie. It's a 1 hour trade.
Yeah. Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that.
It's good.
Cool. Well, we got 8 minutes left. Let's look at here's S&P on the M5. You see how it's bouncing off of this support zone and this resistance zone that appeared here. Let me just make sure that's actually going to stay. Because sometimes they just, oh, it's really going to stay. Okay. So that's going to be a very interesting move here off of S&P. It's kind of doing a range. It's got to break out somewhere. Kind of thinking that thing is going to break out down, with these resistance keep piling up. And in looking at it on the H1, you can see we're in retracement right now, which is good because then that sets it up for a swing coming up here soon. If I draw my fib, throw it up there, and as you can see, it's on a retracement pulling back. It's already kind of ranged on that 23.6, which I said is I don't really count that as a full retracement. And then it dropped down even more and it touched that 50. So this is actually a pretty nice time, and it might come all the way down to this support zone and bop up, or it might turn around and give us an up arrow, taking it to the zone. So definitely going to watch this S&P. It's looking really nice. But this on the M5, that down arrow might not come just yet, but, and I see this 200 here, so it might be pulling it up, showing that big move probably around 9:30 and then turn around and come back down again. So it's going to be a good idea to just sit here and wait for that one on the M5. Let's see here. You guys got the Q&A covered. Cool. Shan's asking, noticed any pattern or stocks opening up with a gap and how to fill it? I haven't, not yet. I haven't noticed it. I know that, and I can show you too. What happened was, I talked to Nate about it. We was getting bag arrows on these gaps right here. And let me zoom in so you can kind of see. This is Apple, for instance, right? So you have this up arrow there here, which is the end of New York session the previous day, right? And that's a bounce arrow, go. And then you have this little itty bitty gap. But as you can see, it took off, right? Oh, somebody got an alert? No? probably something else. Okay.
Yeah, I'll let you know. Yeah,
Okay, cool.
my system's noisy.
It's okay. Yeah, so it was a bag arrow, and then you kind of had that little, well, that's not really a gap, honestly, because you have this wick right here. So that's actually a nice bounce arrow go, and it just took off and went. So those are cool. But this right here with these gaps here, I haven't been able to figure out the pattern just yet. Excuse me, aside from it being a strat form breakout, meaning the top of the money zone, and then the very first candle that closes, then the next candle take the trade going in the direction of the trend. That's what I've seen in the gaps so far. So same thing here, same instance. This is Apple again, a couple of days ago. Here's the top of the money zone. We're on an uptrend, and then market open, candle didn't close above the money zone. So it's not a strat for breakout yet. It didn't do it until, if I do this right here, see, didn't close. It didn't do it till here. Then you got in here in a breakout. Very minor breakout, but it broke out, right? That's what I was looking for. That's the only thing I can kind of catch with the strat 4 breakouts. And then here you have an uptrend. I mean, you have a bounce arrow go arrow alert, right? So you would think, oh, here's a bounce from the support zone, arrow, and I'm gonna go. But see, you have this drawdown. So the gaps with the bag entry, with the arrow alerts, I haven't been able to find the pattern just yet. But the strat 4 breakouts seem to be correlating very well, very well. So hopefully that answered that question for you, Shan. Okay, CB got that one. Got a down arrow on the M15 on S&P. Julian, okay, cool. Did market open? We're not at market open yet. We got 3 minutes. Where's my S&P? Get over there, S&P. Let me see. I don't have one yet. That's why. And I know someone mentioned about a bag entry on the S&P. I don't have one on mine. That's the thing. So I can't take it unless I have it on mine, But if you have it on yours and it's a bag, go for it if you want. It will be counter trend. It's within that time frame, 8 to 10. Go ahead. I just can't take it on mine yet because I don't have one. But I'm gonna leave it on the 50. Oh, wait a minute. There's
now it's
one.
gone, is it? Oh, there it is.
That popped up. That wasn't there just a second ago. That's odd. Okay. I'm not crazy. Y'all saw that, right? Let me throw arrow on here again. Make sure I got it right. Yep, now it's there. Huh. It was not there before. But I still can't take it. It's still far away. But it was a bounce arrow go. So that's interesting that it just popped up and it wasn't there before. So now that I'm wondering if you guys will maybe I'll get a second arrow. Maybe. And then that's it there. And, oh, I keep losing. Following the rules to the ladder and try little tweaks that people talk about in the chat, and I just keep losing. I'm getting desperate. What can I do? Oh, I feel bad for you because I feel like that sometimes too, especially after yesterday. It kind of put me in a bummer, taking a loss. But I guess one thing I've done, and people probably have done the same, is that using the bag strategy with Arrow has been the number one for me. So with using that, I would say focus on that. A lot of times, I get distracted by a lot of people talking and throwing out their ideas and their suggestions and things like that. And they're all very valid and they're all make good points. But sometimes you have to take what speaks to you and kind of filter out the noise. And so I found that it was better for me to focus just on H1 time frame because that's what worked for me. It was better for me to focus on bag strategy off of the H1 because that's what worked for me, and then focus on whatever asset or instrument that moves that you could follow. It's 9:30. Look at that move go. That would be my suggestion to you. you know, to maybe help yourself out. And then I also follow a trading plan too. I really only catch 75 pips in a week and then I'm done. So maybe also having like a pip goal instead of maybe an amount goal might help as well. Maybe provide laser focus on what you're looking for. That's the only thing I can kind of maybe suggest, unless Matt and CB want to add to that.
That was good, Jackie.
Okay.
No, that's what I was about to say is, and maybe not as eloquently as you put it, but it would be to revisit and sit with strategy one with the bag entry and and stick to that until you're comfortable, and not to jump from 1 to 8 or 9 or try different things or flip and flop. And the other side also is, if you're trading live money, I would probably pull back and go to demo, and then that will remove a lot of the emotion attached to your trading, and then you can have better observations. You can observe better. There's your brain's going to be clear when you take that trade, because you're not going to be emotionally charged to whether you have to win or make some money to cover your costs. It is an investment in time as well.
Mm-hmm. I was just looking at the breakouts to see what was not breakouts per se, but just kind of looking to see what they did since stock market just opened and S&P started to drop and then it formed a new low. This is on the M1, but looking at that M5 and that ranging, you see how it just dropped down and it formed this wick. It's not time yet. Not time yet. It could very well drop again and just destroy this support zone because it's pretty weak, and might just form a new low. So it could possibly happen and just keep going. That's fine. Usually if you get like 2 5-minute arrows, then it might be you need to come down to an M1 and just watch for maybe an M1 alert to happen. But see, like it's doing now, that's just melting out the sky. This is S&P. But now if you look at NAS, it's doing somewhat similar. So I'm going to zoom in. This is NAS on the M5. All right. See, NAS on the M5 is just kind of hovering around this support zone. Hasn't really destroyed it yet and continued on the downtrend that it was on. So again, I'm not seeing hardly any breakouts to the upside yet. But here is US 30. Same thing on the M5. And look at what it's doing now. Okay, so market open, this giant wick, whoever was trying to get in there, this is where people talk about getting rents sometimes. That happens. But if you kind of zoom out and look and see, it's ranging between these zones here. So it needs to break out, but you don't really know which way it's going to break out. It's on an uptrend on the M5. So, I would be thinking it's going to maybe break out and just shoot on up, which is what I mentioned earlier. But you kind of got to wait and see. This is not really the best time for that. But again, look at S&P still dropping down. If I'm on the M5, I don't have a second M5 arrow yet. So this one came about 6:50 in the morning Eastern time. So I wasn't even up for this one. All right. But that M15 arrow that you saw that I didn't have originally, but then all of a sudden appeared, happened at 8 a.m. Eastern time for me. And then you had some drawdown and then it dropped again. So honestly, as it keeps dropping and continuing this retracement off of this H1, see how I'm thinking it's going to be pulling down to this support zone. So I'm really just looking for an arrow alert to just let me get in there safely and then follow the trend down, catch my pips that way. But I'm trying to get in there safely. I don't want to just arbitrarily just hop in. Janice, Miss Davis says, do I prefer to take bags near zones? Is that I didn't just take the S&P? This helps. I'm not sure I understand the question, but no, I don't like to take bags near zones, honestly. Even though that zones can disappear, but I don't like them only because I don't want to get into a situation like this where it's ranging in between zones. You know, this probably used to be a support or a resistance, but I don't like that situation. So
Hey,
that's why.
Jackie,
Yeah, yeah.
I just to add to, and I'm not positive, but I think maybe what she's inferring to, because I know I sort of look for this at times, where if you have, let's say we're looking right now for a sell in this, right? So
Hmm.
if you get an arrow close to resistance, but far away from support with a sell, that obviously gives you a little more security where your stop loss is, going right into that resistance zone. Yeah.
Yes.
So I would, I'm you tell me if you disagree. I would think that the answer to her question might be yes. It's nice to get an arrow going in the direction very close to the opposite zone, so that your stop loss goes right into that opposite zone.
Gotcha. Oh, and she just said, why didn't I take the S&P arrow on M15 a little earlier? I wasn't up for it when it came out, and then honestly, that thing just happened to appear on my chart, um, like within a few minutes when I first had this chart up, and when we were clicking through, that arrow wasn't there, so it actually just appeared for me. So I'm not even sure why it just now appeared. But it would have been a valid
Yeah,
bounce
that's
arrow go though. Oh,
yeah,
what you
that's
say,
not on
Steve?
my chart. That's not on my chart, by the way. It's interesting.
Yeah. So it's a little interesting how this is happening when we see different things in others. Oh, wonderful. Thanks, Miss Davis. I appreciate that. Oh, okay. He got the arrow right before the call. Yep. Support zone
Oh,
gone on the M5.
you're on the M15. Yeah, I got that arrow. Sorry, Jackie. I was looking at the M5.
Oh, no, no. It's okay. Yeah. It was just weird how when we first started the call, that thing wasn't there. But then it kind of appeared,
Yeah.
later. But yeah, that support zone's gone now on the M5. So again, it if you were in there earlier, awesome. But since we are now coming in at this time after new stock market open, we kind of got to work on retracements now. I'm looking at the M1, same thing, just melting out the sky. So honestly, just wait for it to come back up. And this is also in regards to waiting for currency pairs to do their moves too right now too. So it's not just the indices that we're kind of waiting on. I'm waiting for your M15s on your currency pairs to see if they do anything as well. New York session is a little bit
Yep.
different. A lot of patience. Oh, well, thank you, David. I appreciate that. The arrow wasn't there until later for you too. Okay, thank you. So we're just gonna wait on those. I'm on the M1 because I'm kind of just trying to see when price is gonna pull back. And I see that 200 EMA is like a little magnet pulling it back up. So pull it back up faster, MA, so I can get in here, man. Look at NAS just melting. And this is off the M5. And I want you guys to see, I have no M5 alert, right? Do you guys have an M5 alert? Because I don't have one until
Nope.
now. You see that? I didn't have one for the longest, and now I have one, but it's way earlier in the London session. So that's a little interesting that I'm having that issue. But you see how it's way back here in the London session and it's melting. So I'm not going to be able to catch anything on the M5. If I'm on the M15, I don't have an M15 alert. Okay, so somebody might have that. I'm just going through these so you guys can kind of see why sometimes I might not have anything on my screen that you guys do. And I'm just kind of comparing, different brokers. Here's NASDAQ on the M30, here it is on the M1, I mean H1. So I'm just kind of just seeing where my alerts are. Even though I would have been on the H1 and it's doing this retracement, that's fine. I'm actually going to be looking for an up arrow alert here soon on NASDAQ to just kind of catch the swing going up. But I was kind of looking to see if I was going to catch an alert, maybe showing that the trend is stronger on the higher time frames, but I'm not catching that until this appeared.
I'll answer a quick question live here,
Mm.
Jackie. So anonymous attendee said, I got into Euro pounds bag entry strategy on the M15 sell hours ago. It's gone minus, and there's now an up arrow that had appeared. Should I get out, or do I follow the rules and wait for the 40 pip stop loss? And I'm looking at that chart, Anonymous. I think you're fine. The only time you want to get out of a trade is if an opposite zone appears and gets in the way of your ability to get your 20 pips or whatever pips you're going for. In this case, it's just ranging, and it's kind of forming a wedge, but you should still feel pretty good about the trade because it's up into resistance right now, and there's a very good chance that it's going to go back down and actually be a good trade for you. The AIRO MA is nicely below the 200 MA, which is a good sign. In fact, you can see it's bouncing and heading back in your direction right now. So I'd feel pretty good about it right now if I was you, and definitely don't get out.
Yeah, and we also took that trade during the Hawkeye session, so I'm sitting in that trade as well, and I'm not concerned. I'm not exiting that trade at all.
No, I think it looks really good. I didn't get into it, and right now I wish I did.
I mean, you're gonna get heat sometimes when you get in these trades. That's why there is pretty significant stop loss sometimes.
Yeah, the only thing, Anonymous, just looking at this that you might consider, I don't know how many pips you're trying to get, but based on probably where you got into that trade, you probably don't have 20 pips. I would, maybe if you get to 10 to 15 pips, I would think about taking your profits.
Cool. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just kind of going through my charts because I'm seeing
You keep doing it, Jackie. That's what we want you to do. Don't worry, we got
arrows
these
my arrows are disappearing though. I don't know why they're not there when I on the chart, and then I have to load the template again. So
that's interesting.
Yeah, it's gonna make it a little bit difficult for me today.
Hey, Jackie, is that chart, do you have 4.0 or 3.1 loaded on this right now?
This is 4.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, one thing else. Sorry, guys. Don't put 3 and 4 on the same chart. So just just use 4, please.
That won't work.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, Carlito. Yours is disappearing too. That's interesting. So, okay. So it might be, somebody had that same problem during London as well. Okay.
Jackie, maybe you should try at least on your indexes to go back to 3.1 for now.
Yeah, I think I will. Okay. Thank you. Well, I'm glad everybody else is saying that I'm not the only one, so I'm not crazy. So that's good. But I will do that. But US 30 is shooting up, so that's nice. There we go. 3.1. Oh, wow. Okay. Keep going, US 30. Keep going. I ain't going to get another up arrow, am I? No, you are not going to give it to me. Darn you. There's an M1 arrow. I want my M5 one. So, matter of fact, this is what we're going to do on US 30 then. Since you want to, so it's on its way up. It kind of stalled out, but the top of the money zone from the previous day is all up in this resistance zone. So I know this resistance zone is going to give us some problems. So I feel like, and it's pulling back now. Let me go down to the M1 and let it pull back, come back down, maybe do a retest, and then shoot back up again and hop in there. That's what I'll do on that one. And while I'm loading my V3.1 on everything else, that sounds about good. All righty. So it looks like US 30's in play. That's what we'll look at today. And it's not 9:45 yet, but one more minute, and then I'm going to hop over there and see if we got a breakout on Apple or something like that. Everything's kosher there. Good. And so V4, that's all right. Oh, how are you guys doing with the dashboard on the thing? You guys liking that?
Well,
dashboard.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We don't have the dashboard today, unfortunately.
Okay.
with the 4.0 upgrade, the VPNs Matt and I were testing on lost it, at least temporarily. So
Okay.
Yeah, we have to wait until Nate gives it back to us so we can continue our pushing of the testing.
Amazon. Going in. Here we go. Amazon with a down, and it's on an uptrend though because I marked off the top of the money zone, so I cannot take this alert, but it would be really nice if this thing bounces off this 200 EMA and come back up and give me a bag entry. That would be a lot better. So that's Amazon still in play right now. Yes, because if you zoom out, and this would be on my Amazon, you see how we're in a downtrend. So I'm still following bag entry rules, even on a stock. Okay, but it's just a little bit different. So as you can see, look at how Amazon did that down, and it created this wick, stop market open, and now it's kind of bouncing around this 200 EMA. So that's perfectly fine, but just let it do what it needs to do. Oh, excuse me. So I'll wait for that on Amazon. Let me check Apple real quick. Okay, so everybody's dropping. All right. Which corresponds to the indices as well. So that's just another thing to look at as well. As the indices are in retracement, then these stocks probably are in retracement as well, depending on what index they're in. So those are things to kind of look at. German 30 is ranging too on a 15-minute. Oh, okay. How are you guys doing trading the DAX? I have not traded that in quite a while since I stopped being up for European session trading. So I'm kind of curious how you guys are doing with that. Oh, thank you, Alan. I appreciate it. His little note in the chat. S&P 500 push back up. Absolutely. Good. Let's go ahead. We got this. Yes. Good. Push back up on the M1. Wonderful. That's what we want. Let it push back up. Remember, because on the M1, all right, we're on a downtrend. Okay. Down. On the M5, we're on a downtrend. 1, 2, 3, 4. Screwing shit up. 1, 2, 3. Downtrend. All right. So I don't want to take a buy. I want it to push back up and turn around and give me another down signal. That's what I'm looking for. So honestly, I'm going to throw S&P on 2 charts and yeah, see, give me my buy. That's fine. Now I want a down signal. I need price to turn around. So I'm going to throw S&P, and then we can focus on that on the M5 as well. Because what could happen is price will react differently. Ooh, no, I did not mean to do that. I need to get rid of that V4. It's part of my template. Do that. V3.1. There. Got it. Okay. Now. All right. So what we're looking for here, as you see, it's all up in this zone, right? And that's fine. But what could be nice is if it's strong enough, it can give us an M5 up arrow alert and then turn around and come back down. That's why I'm leaving it on the M5. But on the M1 for it, see how we had the up arrow alert? Turn around and give me an M1 going down if it wants to. And let me open that back up again so it's a little clearer. And then we can hop in there. Okay. A lot of stuff, a lot of patience going on with this, you guys, but indices are not to be trifled with. I'm very patient with those. I'm just moving my charts down so I can leave my other stuff up. I have all my currencies on H1 because you guys mentioned there was big moves today, so I'm actually looking for H1 stuff to start popping off. And there we go. All right. So S&P M1, we're good. Touching that 200, hitting against this resistance. Fine. Give me a M1 going down, possibly form a new low of the day. So I'm gonna get ready for that. Okay. Here we go. NASDAQ doing the same thing. Perfect. All right. Same thing. I need to put 2 charts up on NASDAQ. Give me an M5 on NAS and give me an M1 on NAS. And I can't do the template because I got to switch that. 3.1. There. Okay. Good. Get rid of those dang on grid lines. Those are not my thing.
No, they're irritating. I've got I'm reloading all my charts with version 4 to see if I experience anything like we've experienced, like you.
Okay.
And I'm actually using a different broker altogether.
Okay, cool. Thank you for that.
I'm just gonna test it and find out what's going on.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on Envy, and I have 30 charts running on 4.0, and I haven't experienced anything yet. I mean, I haven't noticed losing arrows or not having arrows. So we'll see.
Okay.
Can't say with certainty, though. Obviously, on a lot of charts. So.
All right. Okay. Wait a minute. There it is. All right. I'm putting all my little double charts up here. All right. So here we go. So M1, S&P. We're going to see if you can give me my little down arrow. It'd be nice. You might be able to catch. Let me count how many pips it is to the low of the day. Give you guys a little extra. Give you guys a little thing here. So that is 63 pips from the low of the day where the AIRO MA is. All right, so we might be good for a 20-25 pip thing, pip and dip. Depending on where it gives us the AIRO alert, by the way, just so you know. Because if it's, doing what you want to do, you might want to try and catch 20 on those. But if you guys want to see, again, I use my crosshair, and I'm kind of just guesstimating the way price is moving right now. Here's the AIRO MA. So let's say it gave you right here, a $5 move is 50 pips. All right. So, coming down to the low of the day, you'll see, that's a $6.30 move. All right. From price. So that's 63 pips. That's how I did that calculation on S&P. So that's why I'm leaving it on the M1, but I have it on that M5, just in case we get an up arrow on the M5, signifying that price is just pulling back. But again, everything is on a downtrend right now. Okay. And this is a pretty thick resistance zone here. So, it got some ways to be able to push through that. All right. It got some ways, and it's not saying that it won't, but it has some ways to do it. All right, here we go. Coming down. This is going to be quick too. That's it. Quick. I'm getting in, setting my take profit, jumping out. I mean, quick. 20 pip, and then stop loss. I'm just going to put it above the resistance zone up here on the M1. Okay, that's what I'm putting for stop loss. So on S&P. All right. So we're just going to wait for that. I got the support zone here that just popped up. That's fine. We're on a downtrend, so we're going to look at it, see how it's hovering over this MA. It's playing around. Don't know if I want to close above it yet, below it yet. That's fine. Jumping over to NASDAQ. Same thing. Okay. Let me get myself situated for NASDAQ. Yeah, I'm going to leave that on a standard. And wait for NASDAQ. See, now look at where price is compared to the AIRO MA on NASDAQ. Got some time. Okay, so unless it's got a really strong move down in one candlestick, it's going to be a minute for NASDAQ to do its thing. And I have, here's US 30. I almost forgot about Big Brother. So here's US 30. Here's Big Brother. I better put up another chart on that too. I'm 131. Okay, good. And where's another US 30? Let me make sure I do that. Wasn't anticipating that. Everything's still cool, you guys, on your end?
Yeah, I'm just watching you.
Okay.
Um,
I know this is going to be like, this is so boring.
No, this is good. I'm just
this is
watching.
trading.
This is cool.
Yeah.
S&P,
Yeah.
thinking she's going down, right?
Yeah, she's going down. I'm jumping over there. Just a sec. I want an arrow alert. That's what I was looking for.
Oh, you all good?
Yeah, I'm looking for, yeah, there you go. Come on, S&P. Don't go too far though. Don't go too far. Just,
Right there would be really nice, right?
yeah, right there. Stay right there and give me an arrow and jump on down. There you go. Quick. Shoot. By the way, 20 pips is just a $2 move. Okay, that's all we're going for. 20 pip and dip is what I'm kind of trying to go for. 20, 25. I ain't trying to go for 50. I ain't trying to go for no 100. I just want to get a win.
Yeah, that's cool.
You know, quick, especially on the M1.
Yeah, you don't want to sit on this one, right?
Mm-mm. You thing.
I thought that would give us an arrow right there.
Yeah.
This one, if this one stays right around there, it will. Come on.
Yeah.
Right?
Come on, be nice. Be nice to me.
They're trying to figure it out right now, right? It's dojiing on us right now.
Yeah. And I'm not even looking at candlestick. I mean, I appreciate you bringing up the doji, but I know somebody asked me yesterday, they was like, well, how are you with candlestick formations? And I'm like, you stay right there. I'm only good like on two, engulfing and railroad tracks. I'm pretty good on, but I tend to take those candlestick formations off of a higher time frame, because they seem to, oh, you see, this is why. Isn't that like a bullish formation right there?
Well, we might get a fractal now, right there forming. Going up against, right?
Do you know what about the fractals? By the way, Matt brought it up to me, and actually somebody else in the chat yesterday had mentioned it as well, LaShawn. So shout out to LaShawn. I had to go back and do further research. Oh, there we go. Sorry, I get excited. I had to do further research. It's not based on 3 candles. It's based on 5. So and I found a link for everybody. So after this call, I'll make sure I post it in the back chat so that everybody can learn the fractals thing. So even though either I was taught a different way or maybe I didn't grasp everything, but it's off of 5 candles instead of 3.
Yeah.
So
that's you and me both, though, Jackie. I realized we're like, yeah, it's 5. I'm like, all right, Bill Williams, let's go to the source, man.
So we just, I know you don't have it on your chart, Jackie. We did just get a down pointing fractal there. You can see it.
Oh, okay. Okay, based off of this then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
I'll throw it on the chart though, because it was a part of my original template, but because of the change that we just did, I'm kind of thrown off on that right now. Come on, thing. Give me, see, I don't have one.
No, mine just went, and that just shows exactly what Matt and I were chatting about. Because this current candle now has gone below, that fractal disappeared.
Okay, good deal.
Yeah, it's only a confirmed fractal after the 5th candle closes.
Yep.
So
there's a perfect example, Matt, of where a fractal appeared and disappeared based on the 5th candle.
Yep. Beautiful. That's good to note.
Beautiful. Yep. I'm just skipping through, looking NAS going up. That's fine. Hovering around is 200. That's fine. US 30 coming back down. Good Lord.
Yeah.
That thing. Did I get anything on the M5? No, I didn't. Do I have? I got an M5 US 30. I thought I did. Let me hurry up and get that over here. Make sure. I got a lot up. Oh, no wonder it was on the H1. Silly Jackie. Let's go in. I got a lot of charts up. That scanner is going to come in handy. For real.
You know what? It's literally a game changer.
Yeah.
It's really, it just makes our lives so much easier. And also it's going to help the community's trading they won't have to have so many charts up, and it'll be literally a game changer.
Absolutely. I'm throwing everything up. I got my on the charts now. So what's that? Who's that yelling at me? Buy on Amazon, sell on Apple. Okay. Buy on Amazon, sell on Apple. What was I looking for on Amazon again? That was a buy. Yes, but was it going into the zone? I got my others on the alerts for the other one, so I'm not going to miss the M1. Amazon, buy, uptrend. Yeah, we were on an uptrend, but I don't got a zone. Ah. I don't have a zone, but I can see that. You see this massive push up? That alert only came up from this massive candle, which I believe is what happened with US 30 just now. So that's a nice correlation for you guys too. If you want to take a look when you're looking at stocks, look at what index they are in, and that could possibly correlate to what happened with US 30. So here's Amazon in that 15, and then this is what US 30 did in that, those 15 minutes. So that might be what you were seeing. There we go. US 30 for a sell. Are we on a downtrend on the M1 on US 30? No, we're on an uptrend. The other two on a down. Not you. We don't want you. We want the other one. This one. And we want NASDAQ. That's what we want. Turn it around. Yeah. Come on, S&P. We don't want you going down, US 30. We want you going up. But come on, bounce off of that one. So that's good, though. Bounce off this 200 and get ready to turn around. That would be nice. So let me set you up. And no, I'm not doing a standard on US 30 because I'm not crazy. I will do a 0.25. That's what I will do on US 30. I don't know if you guys peeped my lot sizes is different for each one. See, I'm on 2.5 on S&P. I'm on a standard on US 100. That's because of the size balance account I'm on for this as well. So if we're waiting for S&P, and I think S&P is going to be best bet today, only because S&P will work well with smaller balance accounts too. But 0.01s if you never traded S&P before. While we're waiting, I'm just gonna quickly go through the Q&A since we're just waiting on AIRO alerts to pop up on these time frames.
Yeah, there was a couple questions for you in there, specifically around your scalping strategy or whatnot.
Okay. So he's asking, are we deleting AIRO 4? I'm only removing AIRO V4 because of the issue with my arrows disappearing. So that's why I put back 3.1. I'm looking at S&P right now. So you guys, I'm not ignoring it. Come on. I don't want to. Oh, you thing. Don't do that.
I love how you keep this G-rated.
You know what I want to say, but I can't say it.
You and me both.
Like, no, stay right there and give me my alert. And again, I'm only doing an alert. I don't want to go off of candlesticks or RSI or any of that off of this M1 right now. I'm really just going for the most quality trade. Give me my alert. I trust AIRO. That's all I want. So that's why I'm not jumping in. I don't care if it looks bullish or bearish candlestick for me. I'm just not. That's just not me right now. Question. What strategy am I using scalping yesterday? Oh, what's that? Who's that yelling at me? M1 sell. There we go. Got it. In. Okay. And it retraces back. Give me 20 pips. That's 84 pips. $2 move is that. So, yeah. That's $1 move right there. $2 move. Where's my $2? Here. There we go. Give me that. And stop loss is going to be back of this resistance zone here. All right.
What's that
Boom!
about?
There we go. TP, baby.
Got it. Yeah,
Jeez.
we're in the money.
There
I'm
we
in and out
go.
already. Nice. That's what we're talking about.
That's how we do it. You see how long we waited for that?
That is,
Patience,
that's it,
people.
Jackie.
Patience.
That was the dream I had with you last night on the phone. There it is,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Thank
Oh
you. Lord.
man.
I don't even care if it goes further. I'm done with US 500 now. I don't even want to look at it no more. No more. We're
Look at
done.
this thing. Nah, we look at this thing go down. She's
Absolutely.
melting.
Yeah.
Let it melt. Go
This
on.
thing's
We're done.
Gone.
Next up. Next trade. Next trade. I'm not jumping, and
20 pips.
I'm really serious. I'm not jumping
I think
in.
that was the fastest. I don't think I've had that fast 20 pips even in crypto before. That was the fast 20 pips right there.
It was.
Mhm.
That was precision.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Really-
well done,
really-
Jackie. I'm
really
raising my
cool.
coffee cup to you today.
Really cool.
I appreciate that, you guys. But I was upset yesterday, but I'm like, you know what? You guys are right. I'm going back to what works for me. This is what works for me. I'm
Yeah.
not. And again, arrow alerts, people. I'm not doing candlestick formation. Just a freaking arrow alert.
Yep. That was it.
Even if it goes
That
down
was
to the
it.
support zone, I don't care. I don't care. Just give me my 20,
Nah.
20,
No.
20, 25 pips. That's it. Don't care. All right, next.
As Nate says, you can't go broke taking profit.
Oh, get ready. NASDAQ. Get ready. Get ready. Because let me double check and confirm. Downtrend M1. Confirm. Down are we on a downtrend on the M5? Ooh, yes. Okay. Get ready. Don't play with me, NASDAQ.
What are you looking for here with NASDAQ?
Same.
Pull back.
Oh, what am I looking for? I'm looking for it to close under the give me a down. Yeah, give me a down.
But that's so even though you didn't have a true bounce off a zone, you're okay with that trade still?
Oh, wait, you're right. Wait a minute, hold on. You're right. I'm getting excited.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. Boom. Nope, can't do it. Sorry. You're right. I don't have a zone. Do you guys have a zone?
Nope.
Dang. Okay. Nope.
Just like, can you?
Not on the 1 minute. Not on the 1 minute, Jackie.
Not on the 1 minute. Darn. Okay. Never mind.
So-
I got excited. Oh, look at that. We missed US 30. Dang it.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was on US 30, and I was.
That's
kinda-
okay.
Is that the 1 minute? Oh, that's the 1 minute. God.
Yeah, sure is.
Look at that sucker go.
Yeah. Darn it. We missed it. We was in S&P. Hey, that's fine.
Listen, we still got some loot
US and listen, for a call like this, Jackie, the US 30 is, as you know, pretty scary. I if I had to choose, getting everybody into the S&P was, I think, a smoother, nicer win. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Besides, if it pulled back on us, you wouldn't die.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have a heart attack over it.
Right.
You would on S&P on a US 30 though.
That-
on US 30. Absolutely.
I've experienced the good and bad of US 30 already. So yeah.
Yeah, that's
There's a
cool.
There's a reason they call it Dirty 30. I mean,
Yeah.
the last 30-minute candle, the last 30-minute candle on it has good Lord, it's like $100 and some. Yeah, it's $100 and some. The last 30-minute candle on US 30.
I'm just jumping back to M1 on S&P. You see how it just came to that support zone and bounced right back up again?
Yeah, maybe we can catch it again here if we get another bounce.
Yep, that's what I'm looking for. One more time for the road.
Boy, it bounced right off the AIRO MA there.
That was legit.
Yeah. Now we
Look at that fractal there,
Yeah,
too, man.
I was just about to say that fractal, that's that middle finger going up.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm just gonna let that 200 be the magnet, pull it back up again so we can do it again.
Right.
I'll wait because I'm just gonna look for it down there. So we'll wait. Let me see what it looks like on the M5. So this is what the M5 looks like on S&P. So when you guys are looking at it going forward, right? And you see this instance where you're like, oh, there's one M5 arrow and then it melts out the sky. Got to come down to the M1 because it's going to be very unlikely you'll be able to jump in off the M5 again unless there's a massive pullback to restart it again. And as you can see, you can't even really see it, but my AIRO 200 EMA is right here and the AIRO MA is right here on the M5. Such a huge space between them. It might be a way for that 200 to be a magnet and pull it all the way back up, but this is a really thick zone.
Yeah, it's and Jackie, it's interesting. So I'm on Envy, and my zone is not nearly as thick as yours. Mine's like 1/3 the thickness of yours.
Oh wow!
I see why there's resistance there. Look at all of those. You can see at the top of that resistance zone where it was created, but yeah, mine looks very different as far as the thickness of that zone. But
yeah,
still the same result is what we can do.
Oh, look at that thing pulling back. Okay. Okay.
That's good, right?
Yeah, look at that 200. Come on.
There we go.
It would be really nice for it to give you an up arrow, break that resistance zone, honestly, then turn around and come back down again. That would be even better. See how it's turning bullish again? I like that.
My last candle hit the resistance zone, by the way, and yours did not.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah, my current candle is in the resistance zone.
Interesting.
Let me load. And you're on V4 though, right?
I am, yeah, but I think it's the broker more than the AIRO. I'm pretty confident that, yeah, I think this is just broker to broker.
That's a couple times this morning. Sorry.
Are you Matt, are you seeing the same thing I am right now on the 1 minute S&P?
My voice has totally failed. But what I'm saying is I've noticed multiple times this morning that you've had bigger zones than we have, or had smaller zones, and I don't know if that's because of the difference in V4. That's interesting. I'm looking at I'm reloading all my charts again. I was using a couple different brokers to see, just doing some testing.
I'm just gonna say, no, I am not taking this second arrow on US 30 on the M1. No, I'm not.
So Jackie, on my chart, the 1 minute for S&P is setting up right now again. It's moving a little too quick almost, but yeah, you see that?
Yeah, I see it. I don't have a bounce on
mine. You don't. That's what I'm saying. I do. It's interesting.
Yeah. If you see it, and I would trade what you see, CB.
Yeah. No, exactly. Yeah.
I can't do it. It gotta be like the first one. So unfortunately, I'm gonna probably miss out if you guys do it. But no, I'm not taking this. Say, oh, that's a buy. That's US 100 on a buy. We want to sell. That's okay. Yeah. Let it buy. I don't care. Do what you want to do, Naz. Just turn around and come back down my way. Yeah. And again, the only reason why I'm not taking this second arrow is because second arrows for me don't always pan out well, even though I see the AIRO MA getting ready to cross this 200 MA. I see it, but I'm not confident yet. I'm just not in second arrows. I would have very much preferred this first one. So that's just me and how I trade. And you guys saw how I trade on that first one. So I'm not compromising myself for that one.
So I got a fractal S&P 500.
You do?
Yeah, it's about to close in 8 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Off your top zone thing?
Yeah.
Dang, I wish I had a bounce. See,
yeah,
my support just got thicker.
Thing there. Yeah, you had the same thing. What's interesting is your support zone. No, I guess our support zones are about the same distance.
It just got thicker, like just now.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go through the Q&A real quick while I'm waiting for my
okay.
arrow. Yeah, so even if I get another sell on S&P, I can't take it because it would be a second arrow for me. It wouldn't be a new bounce. So I can't take it.
Right.
So they're asking about they were asking about my scalping strategy. I remember saying I don't normally I usually am on the H1, but saw wins on Telegram and wondering if it's an AIRO strategy. Oh, yes. So thanks, Tony, for that. Shout out to you, darling, over there in the UK. Those were AIRO alerts off of the, what was I doing? Those were off of the M5. That's what it was. So that's what that was. AIRO alert. What is that? What did I just get yelled at for? That's a buy off of the M5. Okay, so NAS is doing a nice powerful push back up. That's fine. Do your thing, middle brother. Do your thing. Okay,
we got a couple other currency ones here. I'll just take a quick peek here, see if there's anything interesting.
Cool beans, and I'll keep going answering these questions here if you guys see something. So yeah, Tony, those were M5 alerts, counter trend off of those yesterday that I posted. The one that I took multiple positions, I believe it was US 30. It was because it had a pullback, and I just took another position because it was still going down. But that's what those were, all M5 counter trend. And I normally don't do counter trends, but I saw the retracement started happening yesterday. So the melt that we're seeing today is just a continuing of the retracement that I saw off of the H1 yesterday. And so I went down to the M5 to catch an alert to drop. So that's what that was, darling.
We just got a buy. We just got a buy on the 1 minute for the S&P, which is nice for, especially for you. Yeah.
I don't have it.
Yeah, I got it.
Well, looks like I might be sitting that one out then.
Well, it's a buy, right? So now that's not what we want anyway. But even if you didn't get it, you wouldn't have taken it. But that just signifies it might push it back up to the zone for a bounce.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I'm just thinking that if for me, I need a buy to go so that the next down I will take. Otherwise, it would be still a second down arrow for me, and I can't take that.
Well, even if it bounces, though, even if you get into the zone.
Oh, if it gets into the zone, yeah, it would.
Yeah.
But I'm feeling like, oh, I get what you're saying now. I got you.
Yeah, right.
I'm with you, brother.
Yep.
I'm good. So Sierra, we already caught that. You already caught your TP, right, Sierra? Let me know. TP is all on the M1. TP is 20 pips. S&P, and same thing for all of them actually, even though it can go way faster. So by the way, 20 pips on S&P off the M1 that you saw was fast. I guarantee you 20 pips on NASDAQ or US 30, it's as soon as you take the trade, 20 pips.
And just as easy. As easy.
Like literally take the trade, drag your thing, you're out the trade immediately, you know. Let's see, Antoine, you talking about how come I don't really get AIRO alerts? I don't know, dear. What's going on? Why are you not getting alerts?
Well, so Antoine, his next message says it tells me after I open the chart. So Antoine, that is the case, and maybe I misunderstand what you're saying, but AIRO will not give you alerts unless you have a chart open with AIRO indicator on it. That is the only way you'll ever get alerts. So you have to have, you know, we're sitting here right now. I have 30 different charts open with AIRO on each one, and that's why I'm getting alerts for all those charts. The dashboard we've been talking about will change that, but for now, to get alerts, you have to have charts in a specific time frame open. You know, so for currency pairs, typically you want either the M15 or the H1 open, and that's the only way you get AIRO alerts.
I kind of just circled back to this US 30. So this is a doji.
So hey, Jackie, the 1 minute S&P now is right up on the 200 inside of the zone. You got to be in the zone now.
Yeah, I'm in the zone now. Yep. Right there.
Yep.
I'm in there. Give me, I can take a down on that one. Yeah. If I get another down arrow alert.
Yeah, and again, just to help, you know, even though it's a different broker, I got an up arrow four candles ago. Okay. And it's gonna come back down. Let's see, we're at 1019. I know news just came out for oil, I believe.
I'm just kind of seeing, I would normally be seeing it kind of break up and maybe murk this resistance zone. But I'm actually kind of looking to see what this thing will do. This is pretty interesting what I'm seeing today.
Hey, quick live answer for Dr. Cap. You're saying you can't see US 500. That different brokers list them differently. Look up SPX 500, Doc. That's probably what it is for you. SPX 500 is the same thing as US 500.
If the broker even offers it.
Yes, that's a
Right.
good point.
Probably does. I think he's just looking at US 500, not seeing it, and it's SPX 500.
Yeah, it could be
what you're looking for.
Could be a couple ones actually.
So
Yep.
I'm also going to say I got the US 30 as a down, right, off of the M5. So again, we're on an uptrend for US 30. It's doing opposite of what NAS and S&P are doing. So, and it's after 10 o'clock. So this is not a valid counter trend. Plus, here's another thing, another reason why. You see how it's not a bounce arrow go? Yes, you have a bounce from a resistance, but you also have a bounce from the support zone right here, interrupting that. Okay, so if you see that, that's not a valid trade. All right, even if you wanted to try and counter trend it, you're not doing a counter trend bounce arrow go then. I just want to make sure I pointed that out, because on my screen, that's what it looks like. So
on the S&P 1 minute, we got a fractal, and now it's heading back down for us. Yep.
Gotcha. I see it. You are awesome, CB. You are on point.
Hey, I want to make some money with this one. There it goes.
Oh, look it go.
There it goes. Were you going to get another arrow here?
Maybe. Maybe.
And by the way, I'll just comment with arrow 4. The arrow, down arrow that got me into this trade previously is no longer there. Now, it might be that arrows are going way quicker to save on the VPN. I don't know, but the arrow that I saw prior to got me into this trade is no longer there.
That would sound like
something we'll have to talk to Nate about and find out.
Yes, double check not having repainting going on. How do I get out of a trade once I action? You can either set your take profit, or like the way we did it when the trade was open, you kind of drag it down. Oh, look at that move. Yeah, I don't hover around there and you'll give me an arrow. If not, it's probably going to go right into that zone and we'll just have to wait for another opportunity. About your take profit, set your take profit, or if you're in a trade, you could use your terminal, and when the trade is open, you can kind of close out. If I get another trade, I'll go through it again for you, but that's the way you can action to get out of it. But the easiest way is when you have those green dotted lines and you're in a sell, just drag it down so that you can set your take profit, drag it up to set your stop loss. You know, that would be one way to do it. For a buy, vice versa. Or you can click on this terminal, and if you have an active trade down here on your all the way to your right hand side, there will be a little X next to the trade, and you can click that X and it'll close it out for you. That's also called one-click trading. If you haven't enabled it, it'll give you a pop-up, give you a disclaimer. If you accept it, hit accept, and then hit the X again to actually close the trade. Waiting on the US 30 to bounce back up. Yep, we are, because it's on an uptrend. On the M1, we are on the M1. Yes, looking for up on US 30. But I'm gonna caution y'all again. You're not used to US 30. Just maybe go in a demo.
Yeah, go demo. Go demo. Take 50 trades with it. Yeah. This is not Jackie's first rodeo when she's taking these trades, right?
Yeah. And also your account balance. I know that we all want to make money and we all want to make it fast too, but I'm not on no 1K account with this. Okay, just letting you know on US 30. It's just not happening for me, because even I start to have a little bit of a heart palpitation on the drawdown sometimes, especially off of a standard lot, you know. So just have fun with us. We already took a S&P trade, made some money, you know. If you see US 30 come up, Do it in demo just so you can see. And honestly, maybe that's the best thing for you, so you don't take my word for it. See for yourself in a demo and throw it on a standard lot and see what drawdown you get, and then see if you can handle that. You know, somebody's asking, do I give classes on indices? I need to learn how to trade these bad boys. No, I don't give classes, but I do come on this call, and going forward is all I'm going to focus on. So when I do talk on these calls, it'll be on indices. And as I get better with the stocks and make sure I narrow down those as well, I'll probably be introducing the stocks on here too. But yeah, so hop on these calls when I'm on here. Right now it's on Tuesdays. I'm just not on the call. Normally not on the call on Wednesdays or Thursdays, but that could also be changing here soon too. But right now, definitely on Tuesdays. Put my fib on S&P 500. Julian, you got to tell me, but you must be talking about the H1, right, Julian? Because you can't be talking about any other time frame for me to put my fib on there. So you must be talking about H1. I will. Wait a minute. I need it on the M1 because I'm looking at, see, look at that M1, you guys. See how it's pushing through? That's what I was kind of expecting for it to do. I'm kind of expecting it for it to break through that resistance zone. There was 2 resistance zones there for me. So it broke one, and now it's getting ready to possibly break another one.
Yeah, that's interesting. And I didn't have that second one.
That is
interesting.
Yeah.
And that's a wedge breakout right here. You see, you got your down trend line and your up trend line. Well, looks like it's breaking the top of that.
Now my chart my chart looks identical to your chart, Jackie. So there was just that extra resistance in there that was making our charts look different.
And that could also explain why I have thicker zones, because maybe those are multiple zones in mine.
Could be.
So I'm kind of waiting for this thing to kind of break this resistance zone.
Take a quick peek at your M5 now. Let's see if
oh yeah,
they look the same. No,
look, I got this really thick
no,
zone.
you still got that really thick guy there. Yeah, just wonder if that's 2 zones.
It might be. So if this thing closes up here, maybe it might get rid of that zone or something like that. But this 200, even on the M5, is looking like a little magnet, pulling it on up. You know, I know people are like, we gotta wait all day for 20 pips. Yeah, sometimes you do. But when it sits right, it's right. You know.
Yeah.
And look, like I said, I trade indices, and I'm only going for 75 pips in a week. And today's Wednesday. So if I would have had one trade Monday, Tuesday, well, yesterday I had to trade yesterday, but we missed it, right? So in Monday, if I would have caught the breakout on Monday, 20 pips per trade, that's what, 60 pips? So I would have been at my goal pretty much. You know, it works.
Sierra's asking for looking at the H1 on US 30. There's an arrow, I guess, it just appeared.
Down arrow, I'm assuming?
She just says an arrow, so I'm not sure.
US 30 M1 buy. That's what we wanted. Let me see. Bounce, arrow, go. Where's my 20 pips? Not 20 negative, 20 up. Oh yeah, 20 pips here. Uh-oh. Where's my 20 pips? There, 20, 22. Not negative, US 30. Stop loss is going to be the 200 EMA. Oh, you are going to go against me, aren't you?
I didn't get an arrow there, interestingly. Weird stuff today with this.
You better not do that. Oh, you thing. It is. Darn you, US 30. Don't do it to me. Get back up there. And that's why I'm on a 0.25 on this one. Give me, so if I did lose, what am I losing? Okay, only like $30 compared to the 100. Yeah,
Oh,
there
there it
you
goes.
go. Yeah, go. TP. Oh, you thing. Hit my TP. Yes. There we go. Woo. That was 22 pips. Yeah. Done with US 30. Next, NASDAQ. What are you doing, NASDAQ? Let's see here. All right. NASDAQ, what are we doing? Oh, and I'm gonna get to that hour one, you guys. So hold on. Let me just make sure I'm seeing what I'm seeing here. All right, NASDAQ is setting up, but we have the support zone here. It's not gonna play nice. Even if I get a down arrow on this US on NASDAQ off the M1, I got that support zone in my way. It's not gonna play nice. So I'm gonna need that support zone to get out my way. Darn you, little middle brother. What are you doing on the M5? So it might play nice better on the M5. And let me zoom in. But I don't have a zone. Darn. Okay, so even if I get it down, even on the M5, I don't have a zone here. So I'm not going to be able to do anything with NASDAQ, it looks like.
S&P 500, 1 minute. Might be
1
setting
minute.
up for us here.
Got you. I'm on there, waiting. Wait. And I got a new resistance zone that popped up there.
Yep.
Is that new or that was just, it's just.
No, I think it was there.
It was there already. Okay.
Remember, you had 2 of them. One of them disappeared.
Correct. Yes,
Yeah.
I had 2. Yeah, just hover over there, S&P.
Right there, right?
Yeah, just
perfect.
stay there.
That's perfect.
Don't drop. Oh, you. Thing.
You still got room. There it goes.
Yeah, there it goes. Turn around and do that. Now, again, you know, you can have a bigger stop loss on S&P because the drawdown doesn't hurt as bad.
Oh, shoot. Where's our
Yep.
arrow, Jack? Where's our arrow, Jackie?
I know, right? I know. It's going to do it again like it did last time, but no, it's not. See? It's getting ready to touch that zone.
Oh, boy.
Yep. Nope. Yep. Not, if that thing gives us an arrow, it might be too close to that zone. I can't jump in there.
Right.
Even if it might break the zone, not taking that chance.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all right. We're 2 for 2 today. 2 for 2.
Yep.
Yeah. Look at you. All right. While that's doing that, there ain't nothing I can do now because that thing is on that zone. So they asked for US 30 on the H1, and they asked for US 30 on the H1. Is that what it was?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna do a new chart because I don't want to get rid of the charts that I do have up that I'm waiting alerts on. So let's do H1. We're doing the load template. You guys okay on currency pairs or is this?
Yeah, there was a couple alerts. I've looked at them all. There's just nothing to talk about. They're just, you know, counter trend or right up against a zone. Just nothing to bring up.
Gotcha.
I'm watching them.
Cool beans. All right, so US 30 on the H1, we have this up arrow alert. Okay, so as you zoom out, yep, you're on an uptrend. That's good. However, if you zoom in real close, this would have been your entry, right? And entry to the zone is 448 pips, right? 32896. Oh, see that 500 sell? I'm in the zone, aren't I?
Well, it's back up.
Oh, it's back up.
What do you think?
I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't like it that it pulled back up on me. That tells me it's going to possibly keep pulling back up on me.
And we got
and
that
then I'm going to be in
fractal.
drawdown. Yeah, and I'm going to be in drawdown. No, I don't like that. No. Nope. I'm trying to avoid drawdown. And I think that 200 is going to pull it back up again. It might come down in that favor, but I just don't want to take that chance. So I shall.
It's in pretty strong consolidation, isn't it? That's a pretty
Yeah,
tight zone, right?
it sure
Yeah.
is tight. It sure is. Yeah, I'm
You
gonna.
got-
Huh? Oh, go ahead, Nat.
No, you're fine. Someone's asking what broker you're using.
This is FTMO. So this is a funded account challenge that I'm doing. So FTMO, and FTMO has their own broker as well. I believe that, and the data feed is from LMAX. So pretty good A quality data feed. But that's what I'm using. You could try FTMO. They have a 2-week free trial challenge if you guys want to try challenges and stuff. They do that. Let's see here. Sorry, you guys. I was kind of just looking at it. I'm kind of glad I didn't get in there. You see that? Now I got that little drawdown. Kind of came back. It might be in our favor, but color is changing. So no go, S&P. Even if it comes back down, see how it's going to come back down. And now if you were in, it would probably be break even. And then what it's going to do, pull it back out again. Drawdown. And US 30 M1 sell. Nope, because we're looking for buys on the US 30. So no go. But it would be real nice if that thing pops off of this support zone again. That'd be nice. Okay. So that's what I'm looking for. But they were asking about the zone on the H1 on US 30. So here's the thing. I'm sorry I had to go all the way over there because it was a brand new one. Here's where you would have got in, right? And it's valid. Bounce, arrow, go. It went all the way up into this zone though. That kind of gives me some hesitancy that this arrow appeared on the next hour and it was going into a zone. That kind of is not really a good look as far as I'm concerned. But if you wanted to do bounce, arrow, go, and your entry is right here, you had some room and you could be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna try and get in there. But here's the thing. Yeah, about 440 something pips to go, right? Those 430 something pips, those look great. And you're like, yes, 400 pips. However, you got to get there. And if you don't get there, here's your drawdown that you were experiencing right now. About 720 pips. Okay. Not a good look. Not a good look on US 30 unless you have an account that can handle that type of drawdown. All right. And then it might be in your favor and might go that way, but I'm very hesitant since it went right up in that zone. I wouldn't have been in this at all. And honestly, if you zoom out and you look, and I'm gonna just tell you just from trading S&P, here's your move, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 days that it did an uptrend move, right? And if you draw your fib, retracement, okay, and I'm throwing this on here for y'all since you're on the H1. That's when I use. Here's your fib. Here's your move. All right. And look at how far back it retraced. It didn't even hit 23.6, but it was starting to, and then it stalled. To me, this is fake outs happening right now. And they're like, yeah, we're going to tell everybody we're going to go back up and you're going to get stalled. This hour candle is probably getting ready to bust right through this support. So S&P is about to continue to melt. And even if it stops at this support, it's still only at 23.6. I still don't even consider that a retracement. I still consider that like a fake out. I need that thing to actually come back down to like 38 and below to be a real retracement or pullback, whatever terminology you want to use. And you see how this 200 is sitting right here? Being a little bit of a magnet, right? That's what I'm looking for. I want that magnet to start happening. This is Wednesday, by the way, too. I don't really trust restartments of trends on Wednesdays or Thursdays. Catch it on a Sunday or Monday, yeah. But following a trend Wednesday and Thursday just throws up red warning signs to me, right? Because usually, it takes 3-4 days for a trend to move, right? Market maker cycle type thing. Yeah. What's 3-4 days from Wednesday? Friday? Trap day? Nah. So I would be cautious of that H1. Okay. But especially when you zoom out and you look at it more. And also go back and look at US 30. If you really want to get on US 30, you'll see this same range thing happen every time. It'll do like a little range, go up and shoot down. It does it every really time. Here's this is yesterday, excuse me, today, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, Friday, right? Rain Thursday, rain shoot up, range shoot up, but it's all part of a cycle, right? Now go back and look at what happened before though. You had this pullback, full pullback, and then it did its trend. That's just a normal trend. Then it ranged for a while, dropped down, melted, did its little pullback, and then shot up in this real trend again. And utilizing the AIRO alerts will help you catch those things. So okay, so I'm really just focused on AIRO alerts, and when it looks like that, I'm like, nah, that's not good. I'll wait for it to pull down, then catch the AIRO alert going back up again. So that's my analysis on US 30 on the H1. Let's see here. Hey Eric, look at you joining us over there from the West Coast. What strategy are you talking about with GBP pairs? What are you talking about, Eric? Let me know. Miss Jerica, when I trade stocks such as BMWG on the M30, since it is on a high uptrend, would you get it and take a buy? You know what? I have to take a look and see, Jerica. I don't know. Let me see if I can take a look at that stock. I don't have anything else up. And I'm gonna just quickly go to my indices real quick, make sure I'm not missing anything. So S&P did come down and hit that support zone with TP. So if you did jump in there that second time, that's good for you, but I was not comfortable with it. So I wasn't taking that chance. I'm 2 for 2. I want to stay that way. Let's see. M1 on the NASDAQ. Yeah, that pull down. So that support zone is in my way. I need that thing to go away. And then look at that. US 30 did its drop, but we were looking for buys because it's on an uptrend on the M1, but it looks like it might be continuing that melt. Yeah, look at that. See, even if I got this M1, which is what I wanted, I don't have a zone to do a bag and it's in my way on the support. So I would look for it on the M5, but I still don't have a zone. So I can't jump there. And then S&P 500 is coming off of a zone for me. If I get an M5 going down, that might be great, but I might be falling into this situation that I see on the M1 where it's going to stall me out because it's all up in a support zone. So I kind of need, oh, well, that zone's going to be gone now. So that'll be nice. Get rid of that. Hopefully that goes away. And US 30, ooh, that's 2 zones US 30 had. All right, look at that melt happening. Good deal. All right, so that also what you see on US 30 on this M1 correlates to what I said about the H1, why I was hesitant to even try and take that one, and now you guys kind of see why. Okay, so the strategy that I'm using with NASDAQ on GBP pairs. Oh yeah, I'm not sure. I would think it might. I would say try it. I have not done scalping on the M1 on GBP pairs. If anything, it might be US session isn't the best session to try that on. It might be better for European London session. Scalping the pairs in the sessions that they actually move in. You know. Anybody?
Yeah,
oh, go ahead.
No, you're fine because we're talking about these things are two completely different monsters.
Yeah.
Right. When you're comparing a currency to the indices, I mean, the basic strategy is gonna work, but you're not gonna make 20 pips in 2 seconds.
Yeah, yeah. Doesn't move nearly at the same pace.
No. Did anybody jump in on that second S&P? I'm just curious.
I heard about it, but I didn't.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm sorry, Valdez. You
No,
took a loss. No,
good.
somebody said they took a loss on US 30. Oh, why? Oh, because you got in a little late. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, you gotta be quick on the draw there, brother.
Yeah,
I know what you mean, you know.
these 1 minute trades, you got to be in.
Quick. But that's understandable though. But no, it's all good. We're gonna catch the next one. We're gonna do that one. Oh, Tony, you took the second one, couple of pips. Ah, okay. Your chart looked different. That's cool. Trade what you see.
Yeah, S&P 500's melting. Check that out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Alan took both. Excellent. Good deal. Good deal. Julian's talking to you, Matt. He says something about the M15. Looking
Oh
for
yeah,
a down
GU.
arrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
GU. Potential setup though.
Okay. Potential. Cool. Look at that US 30 drop. Yay. That's fine. The melt is fine. That's what we want. I want it to retrace because it's really on an overall buy trend. The Feds are speaking at 2 p.m. So get ready. Okay, cool. Thank you, David. Absolutely. Wonder what they got to say.
More Corona.
Oh, somebody shout out GA for you guys on M15.
GA.
GA.
Yeah. Somebody said GA on the M15, and then Julian's talking about GU on the M15.
Yeah, we got an alert for GU, but we're going right into a zone.
Okay.
I got nothing for GA.
Yeah, I don't either.
Okay.
I don't even have an arrow. That's what I'm trying to say.
Right.
Like we're in a downtrend. We got four red zones. We got 3 green. But I got no arrow.
Okay.
Maybe they're looking at that sort of M formation up there as a move, but yeah, no arrow.
Interesting.
There's going to be a nice wedge breakout of this formation there on the GA. Like whatever happens here, when that plays out, there's going to be a nice break. So
yeah,
whether it breaks to the top or the bottom, that's fine.
Did you guys want to share your screen? Because it looks like my indices might be a while before they want to do any more moves.
So
if you want. It's up to you guys. I'm just looking.
I'm just looking too. I'm just checking. Oh, you're saying GU. Yeah. Not GA.
Well, we got both, but yeah, if you look at GU, there was a down arrow that went right into support.
Yeah, so we're not touching that.
No, it's been ranging, kind of a ugly looking chart for GU.
Yeah, for the last little bit.
The whole money zone, basically.
I'm gonna just say on US 30, the M1 has now changed to a downtrend because of the 2 resistance zones and now the 1 support, since it destroyed the other supports as it was melting. So the M1 is now a downtrend. So of course you would look for down arrows. However, the M5 is still on a uptrend. So in this particular instance, I would still be looking for up arrows, but I'm no longer going to be looking at the M1. I'm going to stay on the M5. And I would just look for up arrows, only because I don't want to get caught in possible fake outs of whether the pullback is going to continue or not. So when that happens, I go to a higher time frame and sit there, because I need the trend to actually establish itself on what it wants to do. So I am going to leave the M1 on US 30, but I am not going to take any sells on it. I'm still just not even going to trade off of it right now. I'm just going to only trade off of the M5. Okay. So I'm just throwing that out there to people. So I'm actually going to switch that to the H1 so alerts.
Hey, one quick observation that might help us and everyone on the call here with the version 4, at least today. You know how we were talking about arrows kind of not being there or disappearing? I've noticed that occasionally if you go from time frame to time frame, you go back and forth once or twice, when you didn't have arrows, leave it and come back, and all of a sudden the arrows will be there. It's almost like a refresh thing of sorts, because I wasn't seeing any arrows on M5 for the US 30, so I left it, went up to M15, came back to M5, And now I'm seeing the same arrows that you have, Jackie. So just so
Okay.
people know, if you don't see arrows or something like that, then just kind of go back and forth between a couple time frames and it will refresh itself.
Okay. Thank you for that, CB.
Yep.
I need that support zone gone, NASDAQ. What are you doing? Kill it. Get out of there. Darn, it's trying. That support zone is heavy. Yeah, see, even if I got a sell on it, did you see it's all up in that zone? I need that zone gone. Well, now it's gone.
Yeah, mine just broke through it. Yeah.
I don't like. It's a second arrow. I don't like second arrows, man. I just don't. Not cool with that.
Is it on the one? That's on the M1, right?
Yeah, this is on the M1.
Yeah,
I mean, that zone's going to disappear and it might continue to melt down, or it could stall and then create a new support zone. That's why I didn't like it. I was like, that support just kind of interrupted its move and I didn't like it. So
yeah, my zone just disappeared and I don't even have a second arrow. So there you go.
oh wow, okay. Trade what we see apparently.
Yeah. Oh, now I just got a downward arrow right now for NASDAQ on the 1 minute.
Okay.
But you don't like it because it's that second arrow deal, right?
Yeah, I have not had great experience with the second arrows. It's like 50-50 for me.
Yeah.
Even though the trend is great, even though everything looks cool, I got in and it don't look cool no more. So I'd rather not take that chance. I'd rather just take the first arrow and already be in a trade and maybe taking another position on a second arrow. That's how I like to do those.
Yeah.
So,
Are you?
Go ahead, CB.
Yeah, you're on the. So we're both on the same. God, my chart looks. No, I guess you're just further out. Yeah, because what I was going to comment on is if you were to zoom in just a little bit, it sure looks like there's the potential for a pretty strong zone right where price is right now. See that when you look to the left? There's no zone there, but look at all of that previously. I mean, that's just another reason not to take the trade. If you look back to the left, there's a lot in the way potentially this price dropping down to the support down there.
See how it's pulling back now too?
Yep.
And see, this is where you would have got in, right? So you would have probably got in here. You might have caught 20 pips for sure in that, right? But I didn't want to take that chance. I'd rather it look like this than this.
Yeah. And my arrow appeared on the next candle from yours, which is interesting.
Oh, so you would have been immediately in drawdown.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Well then, good thing we didn't call that one out as a trade, right?
Yep. No, I feel the same way with the second arrows. And again, I just look to the left and see all that ranging to the left there. Yeah, all that. Exactly.
Yep. There we go. Good deal. I'm sorry. I didn't want them to think about, yeah, David's good. Thank you, David, for that, keeping us updated on the news, potential news that's going to happen that affects USD pairs and indices and stocks and things like that coming up at 2:00 and interest rates and things. So he was also explaining what it was going to be about that news. If you guys want to take a look at gold, somebody's asking about gold on the M1. I'm not doing gold, but if you guys wanted to take a look at it. And then I'm actually going to go to see if I can catch BMWG, which is, I believe, Volkswagen, Jerica, if I'm not mistaken, if I have it available. Let me go to my stocks. Nope, I don't have it, dear. Sorry. I wish I did. So on this particular broker, I don't have it. So if you have it on like Envy or something, maybe somebody can bring that up. I don't have it on this one. But no, it's not Volkswagen then.
Just for the record, with gold 1 minute, I assume, let's see, is it in an uptrend? No, it's in a downtrend. So yeah, I'm not sure, Anonymous, the person asked about gold, what you're thinking there with the 1 minute, but it's going against the trend right now into a resistance zone. And we could have a bounce and a potential trade there a little bit later, but gold's a little more interesting on the M1, I'll say that, but not set up right now, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. I'm just checking. I'm looking at the chat too. When we're scalping on the M1 and M5, do we pay much attention to what the higher time frames are doing, or doesn't it really matter? She's referring to S&P, for US 30. I completely understand. No, I do look at what's going on the higher time frames so that I know whereabouts is price doing. So for instance, this is NASDAQ. So NASDAQ is not on the radar right now, but as you can see, here's the trade we took here. Here's the second one. It has some drawdown, but then it came back down anyway, formed a new low and came back up. So you could be on the M1 and you're scalping and you're not really seeing, hey, why is price kind of doing this up and down, up and down, up and down? Like, why is it doing that? So the way you would find that out is go on a higher time frame, and you can see, looking at S&P, all right, it's in pullback mode right now. So when it's in retracement, it's counter to the overall trend. So it's going to be trying to restart its trend, right? It's going to try and restart. Ooh, now that I look at this beautiful move that S&P has done over the past week and almost 2 weeks, right? Big, strong, powerful move up. And now it's pulling back down. Okay, so when you're on the lower time frames, you just need to be aware of what the asset you're trading is doing. So if you, Tony, I'm speaking to you specifically, so I'm not trying to call you out or anything, but it looked like you might have been the one that asked that question, darling. But remember when we go over our fib and you draw it, and you remember you just start from the low to the highest point, right? No matter what's going on there, you're just measuring the trend, right? And now you're seeing your pullback. Well, S&P pulled back, ranged on this 23.6. Remember I said I don't count that as a true retracement yet until it hits 38.2. And then look what it did, right? Past that 38.2, where is it at right now? 61.8 golden ratio, right? Wicking out at that. Okay, it might even come down and touch the support. But the point is, on the lower time frames, when you're catching sells and its overall downtrend, it's because it's in this retracement pullback. It's going to eventually turn around and go back up again. But you just know that maybe what you're trading down on the lower time frame is the retracement, is the pullback, and it might not last as long. So I wouldn't necessarily go down to a lower time frame looking to catch hundreds and hundreds of pips and hold it because I'm in a retracement. I would do that if I'm going with the trend, trying to get in there somehow and then hold it following the trend going up, but not on a retracement. I wouldn't do it. So that's kind of what I look for when I'm on the lower time frames. Hopefully that helps. And
just a quick trade update. The EG there, I ended up getting stopped out, the one that we took earlier on.
Mm-hmm.
But it is what it is. That it went up really fast.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
EG. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. They didn't have any news today? I thought I saw. Oh, CAD had news today. My bad. Different one.
Yeah, it's a little funky of a movement there.
All right, cool. And then I'm just going through the chat, but normally if you guys wanted me to answer something, if you put it in the Q&A, I can catch it there a little easier. But and then I'm just looking. Hey, Izzy, with US 30, what time have you noticed the best movement, especially with the trend? Between stop market open and 11 o'clock, which is what we're about to hit, is when I seen the best movement. And that's because of overlap still was in play with European London session. It's really best time. I like it. A lot of momentum. We need momentum to get our stuff moving, you know? So somebody calling out Geo's dropping. Somebody's up 15 pips. Good looking out. Good deal. And somebody else is talking about gold on the H1. Yeah. I don't know if what's your guy on about. I'm not liking gold at this time. We might not be talking for a while.
You're funny.
What was it? Was it yesterday when we looked at gold? Okay. Hey, I got an ECAD. Wait a minute. I got a lot of alerts. Hold on. It's 11 o'clock. I got an ECAD H1 buy. I'll look at that in a minute for a swing. I got US 30 as an H1 sell. Isn't that interesting? Because didn't we have an H1 up arrow on US 30 earlier? I think, yeah. Right? Yep, we sure did. And I said I wasn't going to jump into that one for the very reasons. And look at that. Got that all up in the zone, right? All up in the zone. And I'm not saying nothing about those other strategies because I'm not focused on those right now. But with what I said about US 30 and this massive move up and this ranging that it's doing, a breakout's going to happen. Feel like it's going to break out to the downside. I wouldn't jump in on this arrow alert, even though you do have a bounce off of the resistance, right? Bounce, arrow, go. But I'm in a support zone. I need that support zone to clear out. So in this instance, what would be happening for me is not taking a trade off of the H1, but seeing that the H1 is going down. So I will be on that M5 and that M1 catching sells as long as the M5 and the M1 are in an overall downtrend, right? And remember, you zoom out, I'm still on an uptrend. So it's kind of, to me, I'm kind of done with US 30 today until it decides what what direction it wants to really move, you know? So that's why I'm gonna leave that there. And then my ECAD. So even though I don't really trade currency pairs and all like that, you know, I do look at them to see if I can catch 50 pips, because why not, right? Don't turn down profit if you can make it. So ECAD is on the H1 and I was looking for a potential swing, but we are on a clear downtrend. So this is an uptrend arrow. I am not taking the bounce arrow go on this because it is a counter trend trade. However, you do have a bounce arrow go. I cannot, if you do want to take the trade for a bag entry, go for it if you want to. However, I can't necessarily say it follows strategy 2 rules because strategy 2 tells you to follow the trend. So I can't say it's going to be a 50 pip take profit, 100 pip stop loss because you're not following the trend with this trade. Okay. So that's why I can't necessarily speak on that any further than that. But, and that's why I'm not taking that trade. But here's the thing. As it's going up, I kind of need this. I kind of want it to go up. I want this resistance zone to break out. So if you guys are trading currency pairs, then maybe during London session tomorrow, ECAD will be on an uptrend. Catch some M15 bag entries going up. That'll kind of signify that this is getting stronger. Let this 200 EMA pull it up. And then what happens? Give me a down arrow going back down again. Catch 50 pips. That's kind of what I like to see, especially when you got zones in your way. All right. So that's my thought process on ECAD.
We had another fractal question. Jackie just says, does the fractal arrow direction show the direction of the change? Kyle, it's actually the opposite. A fractal is a 5 candle formation where if you have an up arrow fractal that's signifying a change of direction to the downside once it's been verified with 5 candles, and then vice versa, if you have a downward pointing arrow for a fractal, that means you're going to have on the verified 5th candle, you'll have a price change going up.
Yep. Good deal, CB.
Mm-hmm.
Explain that quite well.
Yeah, we're gonna be fractal masters pretty soon. Not that there's much to learn about them because they're not really that complicated altogether, you know.
There's something to them though, that's for sure.
They're powerful. So
Yeah.
I've been utilizing them on my charts for the last month or so,
Yeah.
and it's been good stuff.
Nice.
And just while we're hanging out here, just so everyone knows we're watching, there were two M15 alerts, for one for Swiss yen and one for Euro Swiss. Neither were valid bag entries, just so everyone's aware.
So now that I drew my fib on S&P, M5 sell on NAS. What are we doing, NAS? Yeah, I don't have my zone. Dang it.
I got an
That
M5 for US 30 too.
Did you? I only got the one, but on NASDAQ, but you got an M5 going up on US 30?
No, down.
Oh, okay. Well, isn't that interesting? See, it's 11 o'clock. I'm gonna attribute that to the 11 o'clock. I don't know what I want to do yet, price thing. So I'm gonna leave it there. But I'm gonna go back to trusty S&P. So S&P's pulling back. It's at this resistance on my chart anyway. I want this thing to come on up to, well, that was a nice drop down actually. The S&P pulled that second arrow. But I don't think it's a second arrow. I think it's really just a bag. But I see it's pulling back up now. I don't know if you guys can see this, how it's just kind of bouncing off of the 61.8 and just kind of just hanging out on there and turning around and going up again. So that'll be interesting to see how strong the turnaround back up is going to be, if that will take place today or not. I like 61.8 as a beautiful ratio, fib level to take trades off of, but it's a Wednesday, so I don't know if Wednesday is going to be the best day for me to try and catch a swing on S&P. I usually like them on Sunday nights or Mondays. So, but we'll see. But that's what I'm looking for on this. Still downtrend, so I'm still looking for sales because I'm on the M1 overall downtrend. M5 I don't think has changed, so I'm thinking we're gonna stick with S&P today for the rest of the day since it's playing fair. Trend is not really changing. It's actually creating more reason. I think I got two here, and honestly, but 1, 2, 3, 4. I think this is really 5, and 1, 2, 3, maybe support. So 4 to 3 or 5 to 3, however you want to see it. We're still on a downtrend on the M5, so S&P is playing fair as far as trends are concerned. So I'll stick with S&P. Looks like US 30 is trying to change. I'm not trying to jump into that. When it wants to try and change what it wants to do, and on the lower time frames, best to just stay out and wait till it makes a decision, then jump in again. No need to just jump on every arrow. You don't have to trade every day. 2 today is good. Let's see. And then NASDAQ, similar situation. I believe we were on the downtrend on the M1. Yes, we were. And it got rid of that support zone, pulled back, and then came down. So I didn't like that pullback that it was doing. That would have hurt. But it pulled back to that 200, and then it came on down. So if there was a nice zone here, that would be great to just jump in. But not there yet. So I kind of really would like for it to pull back up one more time and give me an up arrow, then go back down again. Especially if on the M5, it is still a downtrend. And I got one, but I got no zone. So I'm a little upset about that. But it is what it is. So that's my little... So Julian, you say there's a buy on the M1? Yeah, okay. I'm sure it is, but like I said, I'm not cool with the way US 30 is acting right now. I don't know what it wants to do. Even if it is a buy and it might go in your favor, that's great, but it's changing. M1 is different from M5. They're not the same, so it's a hesitancy on me. I'm not comfortable with it. But if you see a bounce arrow go and trade your chart. That's how I would say that.
Just to answer this question quickly for Steve on GU. I said GU on M15 just lost the support level, lots of clear space below the arrow was several candles ago. Would you take the trade or not? Why or why not? Well, Steve, the main thing in looking at the M15 for GU is while we did get an up arrow 2 candles ago, you'll see that we never bounced off resistance there. There was an up arrow a few candles prior to that, and then none of those candles, at least on my chart, Steve, actually hit the resistance. So it's not a valid bag entry. Hope that answers your question.
That's interesting. See, I got another sell on the M5, whereas, you know, there was a up on the M1. See, that discrepancy right there? I'm not jumping into that. No, thank you. So, and that's interesting because if you're only trading on the M5 and you got a second arrow and you're like, oh, that might have been a good one, but no, I don't have a zone that I'm bouncing from. Plus, you see how it bounced from the support zone? So that second arrow being a consecutive second arrow is not valid because you have this interruption right here in between bouncing off of a zone. And because I don't have a resistance zone for it to bounce off of, I can't take this arrow alert at all off of the M5. And the M1 in this case is showing why. Okay, so, you know, just wanted to make sure I throw that out there. But even if this thing is going where it needs to go, that's perfectly fine. But those discrepancies between those two time frames, I'd rather wait for it to make a decision. Me personally, how I trade. Let's see here. Okay, you're in it for a buy right now. Cool, good deal. Looks like it's gonna work out for you. Nice. Swings on Sunday nights for S&P? No, not Sunday nights, only for S&P. That's just one of the days I like to look for swings because that way I can hold it over the 3-4 days, like the market maker cycle. Kind of hold it for the entire cycle. That's what I'm looking for on Sunday nights and Mondays. G Swiss, you like G Swiss, huh? Oh, that's cool. It's a money maker. It's worth more than $10 per pip on a standard. But yeah, I mean, a swing, does it only apply for Sunday night? No, on currency pairs, not that I know of. I'll take a H1 trade on during the week. I prefer Sunday and Mondays because I'm usually out the market by Tuesday. You know, 75 pip and dip, and I'm out. And it's usually on by Tuesday, I'm out. So not really in the markets on Wednesdays or Thursdays. I like to go hang out by now. But look at that US 30 wicking out. There you go. So don't know what it wants to do, but if you guys caught some pips off of that M1, great for you. I'm looking at NAS.
So Deborah was talking about EJ on the H1. Looks good. And Deborah, I would agree that it's set up for a nice bag entry. The only thing I would say, usually when you're trading on the 1 hour, you're looking for 50 pips minimum. And there is only about 27 pips to that resistance up there. So it does look like a nice trade and you could take it if you wanted to, but just note that you're probably not going to want to go for 50 pips with it.
Cool. Well, I think my indices might be done from what I'm doing today. Just kind
had a couple winners today, though. I mean, this is the New York session, right?
Yes, there was 2 I didn't take, which was the S&P second one here, and then that US 30 off the M1. Those 2 that I didn't take, but I wasn't comfortable with those. But other than that, yes. So maybe 2 to 4 trades in a session might be good on these lower time frames, but I really like to catch it on swings. I like the swings better. More pips.
Yep.
More pips. But other than that, I guess we're just gonna kind of hang out. I think I'm gonna just look at this CAD Swiss here. I caught this CAD Swiss I posted in a group yesterday. I'm just gonna talk about it real quick. And I wasn't really cool with it. I mean, I wasn't sure if I could count this as the bounce because it kind of went up and then it pulled back and then gave me an arrow. So I was like, huh, that's weird, you know? But I took it and I got in and I closed out. I had this drawdown and then I kind of closed out around here somewhere. So it was like 8 pips or something like that I closed out, even though it went 20. I mean, that high, and then it wicked out. But I kind of got out of it only because I wasn't really familiar with this pair. I thought maybe it would move a little bit more. But, you know, from the entry to the zone, it was less than 50 pips. So that was another reason why it wasn't like the greatest trade. So I just wanted to follow up with that EJ you were talking about, CB, and the
Yeah.
50 pips.
Yeah.
Like, you know, this was an example of it ain't even being 50 pips to the zone. It was like 34, 33.
Right.
And it got to 20. And then it wicked out on me. So I'm like, okay, I'll just jump out. So I like it where it's, you know, if it's 50 pips to the zone, you're good. Less than that,
Right.
So I was like, maybe wait for the next one.
Better opportunities.
What are we looking for on swings for both currency pairs and indices? I'm only looking for an H1 bag alert. That's what I'm looking for. And then hold that thing on currency pairs. The 50 pip take profit, 100 pip stop loss. That's all I'm worrying about on currency pairs. On indices, since Nate doesn't go over indices in the videos and doesn't have recommended stop losses or take profits for those, it's kind of based on what you see as you're trading them. And for me, where's my US 30 one here? Let me go US 30. For, like, say if I'm on US 30, I'm looking for the pullback. So right now, since it's an uptrend on the H1, I would only be looking for for up arrows. And because it hasn't even done a retracement yet, I'm gonna have to wait, you know? So that's what I'm looking for when I'm on indices. Following the trend, making sure you're catching the trend after it has done a pullback. And like I said, 23.6 or 24 if you want to round it to what Nate's fib levels are. I don't necessarily consider those pullbacks, and sometimes it will continue to trend and keep shooting up. But I've seen where I get stuck, and I don't want to get stuck in situations like, especially on US 30. So I just wait after a pullback, take the bounce arrow, go off the H1, ride that thing to the zone, mostly opposite zone. That's what we look for. Do you guys do swings, CB and Matt?
I don't. I mean,
I don't. I do.
Yeah.
I don't have the patience for it generally. Yeah, that's all she wrote.
That makes sense. I get it. Alrighty. Let's see here. Hey, Dawn. How do you know when the pairs have their mind made up? Is there a markup? I don't really know that. I go by time frames. So if the time frame is matching, especially lower time frames, because remember I said that a time frame will change its trend starting in the lower ones, and it will start to strengthen as it goes into the higher time frame. So M1, remember I said earlier, M1 changed. It was on an uptrend, but this melt destroyed that support zones that was there and created new resistance. So it changed the trend on the M1. But the M5, that pullback wasn't strong enough to change the trend on the M5 yet. So that's me seeing it hasn't really made up its mind what it wants to do yet. Okay? When it makes up its mind, M1 is going to be in the same trend, M5 is going to be in the same trend, M15, so on and so forth. That's kind of what I'm seeing. You're welcome, darling. Let's see here. Yeah, swing trades, you don't do them often, but if I get a great bounce, I'm going. Yeah, swing trades are powerful, man. Beautiful. If you can hold them, I love them. I started doing them on the indices because I got tired of scalping. Honestly, I'm just going to be upfront. And so, me and the squad and people that work 9 to 5s, they were having a hard time catching trades off of the M15 and lower time frames. So I started putting trades on the H1 and showing people to do H1 trades. And with that, they were able to take 1 to 2, maybe 2 to 3 trades in a week. And if they're all following the same trading plan, like catching 75 to 100 pips in a week and only sticking with that, they're able to meet that goal and go about their lives with less trades, less alerts, and you're not staring at a chart. So that's where that H1 thing came from. And so that's why I like them. And so I'm glad other people are liking them too, especially if you would have got like an H1 alert like down here somewhere and caught this entire trend. I mean, excuse me, this is the M5, but if you would have not think, what does that look like on H1? Yeah, there you go. This H1 alert. Woo! US 30, ride this thing. Those are the pretty ones right there. And this is what we're on: Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, right? Wednesday, bounce, arrow, go. Beautiful move. Beautiful move up. Love those swings. Let's see. Sonny, do you pay for the FTMO challenge? Yes, they do have a 2-week free trial for you to practice. To see if you can if you can trade within the parameters of FTMO. There's other funding firms out there besides FTMO. They're just very popular because of the high balances that you can get if you pass their challenges, plus the leverage that they offer on their accounts as funded accounts as well. Because there are other funding firms and the leverage could be lower. Sometimes it's like 30 to 1, sometimes 15 to 1. I've seen 3 to 1. Okay. So yeah, try trading with a 3 to 1 leverage. Yeah. Okay. You need a high balance to even try and throw a standard on there. But yeah, it's a free trial. You can go on there. It's 2 weeks and you can do a free trial every 2 weeks, and just test yourself and start trading within those parameters. And once you can pass the free trial, then you can go for the FTMO challenge. What's this? M1 US NASDAQ M1 buy. I believe we're on a sell on NASDAQ. Yeah, we're on a sell. So that M1 buy, look at that thing. Immediate drawdown. Yep, we are in a sell. Okay, well, dang it. And it gave me a new support zone. All right, we'll see. If I get a down arrow, maybe I might be able to catch this one. Oh, don't go too strong. Come on. Let's see if Naz will give me one so I can get 3 for 3 today. You know what? Never mind. I probably can't do it unless there's a support zone that forms. I mean, resistance zone that forms. So it's probably going to be a no-go for me there too. But anyway, so yeah, that was FTMO. You guys can look at different firms, and Nate has an AIRO FTMO challenge group in the bag chat, AIRO bag chat. So it's for everybody that's going through the free trial, the 2-week free trial. You can have like a little support group for everybody that's going through it and talk about it, what experiences you having with it, and but it's utilizing AIRO. And then he has another group for funded accounts. So if you have an actual funded account, you get moved into another group. And there, Nate teaches specific strategies utilizing AIRO for just that group. I believe it's an institutional method, if I remember that correctly. But I'll let him speak on that more. But the pinned message is in the AIRO bag chat. So if you guys are interested in funding accounts, and I don't believe you have to be funded only because of using AIRO for that. I believe it's just any funded account, but he has those pinned in the pinned messages of the AIRO bag chat. So you guys can take a look at that. I'm just going through the Q&A real quick since it's about 11:30, so my indices are playing around. When somebody does swings, you set stop losses and you walk away from the PC. Yep, worked out in your favor. Typically get out of after about 200 pips. Usually takes a few days. In my opinion, it's way more peaceful than scalping. Sure is. My opinion too, but others, I know some people who absolutely love scalping. Like it is their thing, and it's actually very peaceful for them. So I find it interesting when I interact with other traders. Um, let's see here. Julian, you're asking with NAS, didn't I say I also like for it to bounce off of the 200? So if the down arrow comes while it bounces off the 200, still an invalid trade to you? Yes, because I need a zone. I don't trade off of just the MA. I need a zone there. So yeah, on my chart, I need a zone so that it's an actual bounce. So I need a, when I say bounce, I'm talking about bounce from a zone, not really a bounce off of an MA or a retest off of MA. Cool beans. No problem, brother. I'm glad you asked it though, because I don't want to confuse anybody with my thoughts. Matt and CB, Josh is asking about GBP Swiss on
the
the
1 hour.
H1. Yeah.
Okay, I'll take a look.
Cool. And then Anonymous is asking, as a newer trader, what should I avoid trading right now? Interesting question. Well, I would say start with the currency pairs. Look at that. As I start talking, I got an alert. M1 sell. Yeah, see, I have no zone bounce here, so I'm not taking that. I'm not taking that. It could be a different scalping strategy with no zone there, but it wouldn't be utilizing a zone from AIRO, and I haven't really perfected that strategy yet, so that's why I'm not taking it. Not on this call.
So on that H1 pound Swiss question, Josh, did you get an arrow on the H1? Because I don't even have an arrow on the H1 for pound Swiss. Are you just looking for a down, a sell on that, or what are you looking for? Because I don't have an arrow. It's in the uptrend. You have an up arrow, but it looks like it's going. Isn't it going right into a zone for you, Josh? For me, I have no arrow, and the price is just below a resistance zone right now, so I wouldn't take it. It's certainly an uptrend, and if the red zone that I'm looking at disappeared, I could see it being a good trade. Got it. So you're saying no zone, and you got 70 pips up to the next zone. That looks pretty good. I mean, the arrow moving average is moving up. Might be crossing the 200 soon. So if you don't have a zone like I do, it might be a good trade. But again, I have a zone and no arrow, so it's hard for me to comment more than that.
I was also just going to follow up with the why it's actually pretty good. I didn't take this trade, as you can see. As soon as I would have got in, immediate drawdown, pullback. So no go. Not even off of the bounce from the 200 thing. Not in this instance. And oh, look at that. Got a zone. Finally popped up. Way after the candle. Now it might fall down, but not going to jump in there now. So there we go. And then what was the other question I thought I saw? Oh, the newbie was asking about what to avoid. I would say that it's always good to get started with currency pairs. Because I got started with currency pairs before I moved on to other things. Currency pairs move a little bit slower, and they're a little bit easier to kind of get your feet wet in trading. You can have, especially utilizing AIRO, where all of the strategy videos are in correspondence to currency pairs. And so you have your take profits, you have your stop loss, focus on those. And then you can eventually progress to other things that's outside of those currency pairs, like gold and oil and stocks and things like that. But definitely focus on currency pairs. That should get you going as a starting point. Avoid the rest of the stuff. And alrighty. Well, I don't know about you guys, but like I said, my guys are Or
We're just about to the bottom of the hour here. Let's see if we get any alerts at 11:30.
mm-hmm. Valdez said nope. Mr. First gold down arrow down. Julian. Second gold arrow on the M1. You guys that are trading gold, do you normally trade on the M1? I'm just curious. I honestly have not been trading gold lately. I've been only focused on my indices now. So I'm just curious as to what time frames are you guys actually trading gold on? Okay. So you mostly are on the M1 on gold. Okay. Good to know. Oh, okay. So it only for scalping. Gotcha. All right. Well, good to know. I'm sure probably I might take a look at it and just see, if I can roll with that. And if so, and I'm do like 100, 200 trades on it, and I'm good with scalping on the M1 on it, you never know. I'll probably throw that sucker on here.
Jackie, are we looking to go short or long on the US 30?
It has not made its decision on what it wants to do,
Okay.
so I don't know.
I just got a buy on the M5 for US 30 if you want to look at that. I'm looking at something different here.
Okay. Let me see. Yeah, you got a buy on the M5, you said?
Yep.
Okay. That thing is moving up, but the M1 is on a downtrend. That's why I didn't jump into those.
Yeah.
I need both of those time frames to match for me. Otherwise, I feel like I'm going to get stuck and I'm going to get in drawdown some way, and I don't know which time frame is going to give it to me. So that's why I'm kind of avoiding US 30 now. But it is that a bounce arrow go? Let me see. For me, and it's actually not a bounce arrow go for me either.
Nope.
Yeah, because I have this this down arrow interrupting the bounce from the support. So
And it's funny, just for the record, it doesn't change. For me, it was a valid bounce.
Oh, wow.
My down arrow was the one that went into the zone, and then there was no interruption. And I do have an up arrow now.
Darn.
Yeah, it would have been, and actually I would have been profitable already. I've probably been out of it already, looks like.
That's not fair. That's not fair. Not fair at all. See, I get an interruption. You don't. That's interesting.
Yeah, so my arrow, if you look at that again, my arrow, just for the record, was the previous candle to yours.
Oh yeah, let me go back there. So I see what you're talking about. It would have been
no, you're on the 100 now. You're on the
NAS. This one. This candle right here.
Yes, exactly. That's the candle that mine has. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, look at that. And I get this.
And then my up arrow was the candle after yours.
This one.
Yeah.
Wow.
So if I'd gotten in right there, I'd probably be already in and out.
Yeah, you would have been in and out.
Yeah.
See? Dang it. Trade what you see. I can't do it on mine. Oh man, that's interesting. But that's good to know. I mean, as we all going through this, look at that M1. So I know that M1 went up, but I need M1 to become a stronger uptrend again. It's confusing me which way it wants to go. And I know you got to just trade the time frame, but well, this was invalid anyway. So with my time frames being off like that, I guess that's why I have this invalidness going on. So that's mine. I forget what we were getting ready to go to. So yeah, you guys, if you guys got an M5 US 30 and it was valid for you, it's invalid on mine, so I can't take it. So Anonymous is saying they joined a Telegram group and it seems everybody's trading Bitcoin and NASDAQ. Is it possible to make profit without doing that, as my broker doesn't offer cryptos or stocks? Absolutely. You can trade currency pairs. Absolutely. If you are up for London session, European session, currency pairs are awesome. Okay, they move great. Everybody was saying that they were moving fantastically this London session. If you can't trade London session, You might be able to catch currency pairs off of H1's time frame, you know, because that doesn't matter what session they come in, you know, it doesn't matter. It's not money zone compliant. Or if you're in the US session, you might be able to catch breakouts. So that might work. It depends on where you're located, though. I know a lot of people who can't stay up for the entire European London session. What they'll do is, and I do have a GBP USD here actually. So what they do is they go on the M15, and this is what people tell me, and they actually do the Asian session breakout. So they mark the, I can't remember, it's US 30 buy again. So US 30 is on a roll apparently. I believe it's the wicks. If you include the wick, I have to double check again. My bad. I'm just going off of, I haven't looked at the strategy 3 in a minute. I was looking at strategy 9 yesterday after Nate was on the call and rewatching strategy 10. But quickly, you know, I know a lot of people do the Asian session breakout. So if you can't stay up, you know, for the entire London session, you might be able to catch these London session, Asian session breakouts that Nate created for the GBP pairs. And you know, if it's marketing off at the wicks or something like that, tell me, you guys, if it's wicks or if it's bodies. I can't remember, but you know, the difference between the zone of the wicks, so measuring it, you know, 50 pips or whatever like that. When the breakout happens, you know, here's a breakout here to the top following the trend, catch 20 pips. You know, that's something that a lot of people have started doing as well. If they can't stay up for the entire London session, they try and catch it. Maybe they're up for like the first hour of the money zone and they can catch a break there, set your take profit, set your stop loss, go to bed. So that's another way to do it, just off of currency pairs alone and just off of pound pairs. You guys telling me about the bodies? Game. Thank you. Bodies. So I know one thing. Here we go. Body. Appreciate that, you guys. And I know that's at the wick. There. Cool beans. There you go. That's the Asian session breakout drawing. And let's see. First go to. Okay, Carlito. Thank you guys, bodies. Appreciate that. 65 split it with it yesterday. Excellent. Excellent. Yeah. So that's just for that. For those of you guys who can't trade crypto or stocks, you know, those are not the only things. AIRO works on everything. Just whatever your broker has available for. Yes, you can definitely catch it on currency pairs. But like I said, if you can't catch it in the first hour or so of the money zone, you know, throw it on the H1. Like I'm not up for it. So GU is on the H1 for me. And looking at GU now, it's retracing, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 resistance zones, 3 green. It's on a downtrend. GU. So me catching a down arrow alert, guess where I'm going? 50 pips or to the zone, you know, see what it does. So if I get a 12 o'clock, right? Say this candle closes 12 o'clock and I get a down arrow alert right there. How many pips to the zone? 46. Pretty tough. Pretty tough. Would like for that to be 50, you know? So, but, you know, could get a down arrow alert and see what you can catch there. GU recommended time frame to trade. Hey, what's good? Recommended time frame to trade on for newbies. Again, just referring to what session you could trade. You know, if you're up for London European session and can trade that whole entire session in 15, man, go for it, because that's what bag strategy is on. You know, bounce arrow go, Asian session breakout, M15, you know, money zone breakout, M15. If you're up for New York session, you know, it depends on the pairs, you know, USD currency pairs may or may not have some moves during US session. Indices are during US session. Maybe for a newbie, might want to try S&P 500 just to practice on that one. That's a little bit of the easier index to trade off of. And looking for money zone breakouts, honestly. So that will be based off of the M15. Otherwise, M5 or M1 for those. And then overall, H1 is your friend. H1 is your friend. Because it doesn't matter the money zone, doesn't matter the session. H1 is your friend. Is it 50 pips or not? That's kind of what you're looking for. So you guys didn't catch any alerts on that 11:30 one, huh?
No, there were a couple, Jackie, but nothing to
Nothing worth playing with, really.
Yeah.
Got you. Go ahead. He got that US 30 on that buy. Awesome. 200 pips. That's what I'm talking about. Love it, you guys. Gosh, I wish I could have took that thing off of yeah, don't buy now. Just wait for the alert. But mine was off. So I wonder what you guys were looking at. I'm jealous. Sierra talking about gold on the H1. She's asking if this is a bag entry.
The H1.
Mm-hmm.
Take a look. Don't have that chart open. I got a lot of charts, but not that one.
Oh, okay.
One sec. H1, she said, right?
Yep, H1, and she was wondering if there was a bag entry.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there is a bag entry, but it's going right into a support zone. I mean, it's only a few pips from smacking right into a support zone. So again, with gold on a 1 hour, typically you're looking for at least 50 pips. And let me just look at one other thing here. Yeah, it is in a downtrend, but my answer would be that it's too close to the support zone to be a valid bag entry.
Okay.
About 22 pips from, no, 18 pips from support.
Okay. You know, I was just looking at this GU on the M15 real quick since we were talking about zones, and I was talking about going up, and I needed to double check. It's actually on a downtrend on the M15 GU. And so technically you wouldn't be looking at the breakout of the zone going up. You would be looking at the breakout of the zone going down and following the trend. And as I'm seeing it, you guys, this is the latest Asian session breakout I have seen. Do you guys see what I'm talking about right here?
Yeah. Way over here now.
Yeah. Asian session breakout happening towards the end of the New York session. For those of you guys who trade that, that's interesting that this is happening now. GU pair, I marked it off to the zone, and my understanding is that it has to be less than 50 pips between, right? More than 50 pips is invalid, if I'm remembering that strategy correctly. And so it was 24 in between them. So, and following the trend of the time frame, this would be your breakout candle here, closing out. And so the current candle that we're in would actually be the candle you take the trade for 20 pips to see if it's to the next zone. I'm just kind of,
yeah.
I'm actually just looking at this, you guys. I'm like, this looks like a strat 3 trade happening now. I don't normally trade strat 3 because I'm never up for GU, and I always assumed that they happened during London session and everything, but this looks like it's happening now. I'm not going to trade it because I personally have not done these, but I'm just going to see, hey, it looks like it's valid. It fits all those rules, and if anybody can tell me different,
I'm looking it up. I see exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, that's 20 pips right there. Then if it follows, and we're still in the money zone, right? Because he says you got to take it first candle closes in the money zone. That's what it is, right? So that's interesting. I'm not going to take it because I've never done them before. I'm just going by what the rules say. But if it goes for 20 pips, I might start looking going forward.
Yep.
And maybe these zone breakouts don't always just happen during London session. So New York session could be popping too, you guys. Isn't that interesting?
That is an interesting one.
I'm just gonna check and see what you guys are saying in the chat. What's going on in the chat, y'all? Is valid. Okay, Carlito. Strat 3 on GU appears valid, but there is a green zone on the M5. That's a valid Asian session trade. Thank you, guys. Okay, so I did read that right. Okay. Again, I haven't done those because I've always been assuming that it happens. So I'm just saying that if it looks valid and if you guys are used to it, then hey, trade what you're used to. I'm just gonna watch it later and see if it actually did turn into 20 pips. I'm just curious now, especially since it is 50 pips to the support zone. So I'm just throwing that out there to you guys. I appreciate you. Yeah. Oh, my Amazon. I forgot all about Amazon. And I got a second GU sell for that. So obviously, again, I don't have zones where it's bouncing off of. So the first GU trade wouldn't have been valid for me. And now the second one is invalid either. But, you know, let's see about this Asian session breakout thing, you guys, and let me know if you guys do hit 20 pips on it. Please let me know, because I'm just curious. Now that I see this, I may not need to rule this out as a strategy that we could use during US session now, and will give me an inclination to keep the GBP pairs on my charts. I like these breakouts. And then and the other thing I wanted to just bring up too, since this Asian session breakout thing is happening, if we look at the money zone as well, and I'm talking about money zone here, marking off the previous day's money zone, since we're on a downtrend. It's very far from it, but it's right at that support zone. So, a very good inclination could be that as price continues to strengthen and continue down, it could have another money zone breakout as well. So that's another thing to think about. Strat 3 and 4 possibly coming into play. So just something to think about and look at, later on the rest of the day, see how things move on. But that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, we'll see how that works out.
Yeah, please do let me know, guys. I'm just looking at the Q&A real quick since we got 15 minutes left. Do you think you can make a career in Forex, starting with $500 if you compound it? And where would you recommend starting to build it up? I can't really give that's kind of might be considered like financial advice, but I'll piece that together from my thought process. Yes, you can make a career in Forex because that's what I do. I live off of this money, so that's why when I lose, I take it personally because that's my money. But compounding and things like that, they got compound calculators that'll give you a visual on what you start your investment on and then move forward. I think I have like a little trading plan sheet that kind of helps me keep track of, like, based on investment, and if I made these certain amount of pips per week, and I kind of just use basic math to figure out, oh, okay, this will be what the profit would be, things on like that. So you can utilize that, but depending on your investment level, I mean, honestly, the best way is to practice, and it would develop your skill. So as long as your skill teaches you to trade and keep it profitable, I mean, you could be very successful with it. But if I can find a compound calculator, I can send one to you, because there's a bunch of them on the internet, and a trading plan for sure. I mean, I used to blow accounts all the time, and I'm talking 100, 200,000 blown, because I was trying to catch all these pips, and I was trying to take like dang near every trade, and moving average crossover was the original strategy I used, and it was like using the different moving averages and what crosses over and things like that. But what I eventually got more disciplined was having a trading plan and setting a pip goal. That's what I do now. I stopped blowing accounts when I started focusing on a pip goal and not necessarily an amount goal.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. And would you say that you're doing a lot less trading now? You're not
Yeah.
like over trading and there's a lot less desperation.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. 75 pips, 15 pips per day if you want to do it that way, but 75 pips per week. It's all you need to live your life. Live your life. But that's all I need anyway to live my life. That's all I go for. So the pips that we got today, that's 40 something pips. If you would have just been trading today and 75 pips is your goal, halfway there on a Wednesday. Probably can do it again, 2 more trades tomorrow. Then you're done. So hopefully that's my answer. Do you guys want to add on to that for anonymous CB or Matt?
Well, the only thing I would say, I love that approach. I mean, obviously, when you're doing your own math as far as what you need to live on and everything, obviously, lot sizes, what you have to invest, play a critical role in determining exactly how many pips you need to get. And listen, for people that are new out there, I'm pretty new at this still, and I'm in process of doing this for a living. But I'm also, I'm not going to rush it. You got to learn, and you got to do what's comfortable. Don't try to jump in with standard lot trades right out of the gate when you don't really know what you're doing yet, because you think you need that to make a living. You got to take it slow, and only trade lot sizes that match up with what you have to invest and what you're kind of mentally comfortable doing.
Excellent. Wonderful. Well said, CB. Well said. I'm looking at my US 500 here, and I could be getting an up arrow off the M5, and that would be nice if it pulls back that much to give me an up arrow, and then have a stall up in this resistance zone and turn around and come on back down. That would be nice. So I'm going to be looking for that for the rest of the day, actually. And I'm just going through the indices real quick because I know a couple of people mentioned that the US 30 had a nice pull up. This is NAS. NAS is still on a downtrend on the M1. It's bouncing off of this support, so that's good. Let it come back up and do what it needs to do. Leave that on the M1. Here's NAS on the M5. And we are matching downtrend, so still looking for sells on the M5. So again, let it pull back, turn around, bounce off this resistance, and come back down again, just like we did this morning. Same strategy. No need to change it. Here's that massive push that US 30 did off of the M5. Here's what it looks like on the M1. It's touching this resistance zone here. I have now even zones on the M1. So me personally, I'm staying away from it until it decides what it wants to do, or try and maybe do a different strategy that might work with it. But right now, it's on an uptrend on the M5. So I'm staying away from US 30 till it makes a decision. And that's pretty much it for the indices on my perspective today. But I'm glad you guys caught pips. At least I took 2. I think there was like 4 potential ones, and people took other 2 ones that I didn't take. Maybe because I know a couple of mine were invalid on my chart, but might have been valid on you guys's. So kudos to y'all. I'm just glad everybody made some money today. Glad I made some money today.
Good session. I mean, we've talked about this, guys, that with the Forex pairs at this time of the day, you're not going to always get breakouts or good moves. I mean, there were a few earlier this morning that may have worked out or may not have, but this is sort of what we talked about, is focusing on those assets at this time of the day that can make us money. And that's what we've done. So thanks, Jackie.
You're welcome.
Yeah, this was a great call. Thank you. Really appreciate it. I actually learned quite a bit, and it's been very fruitful, to say the least.
Cool. Wonderful. Thank you, Sandy, for posting that compounding calculator in the link. I'll definitely check US 30 on the H1 and keep you guys posted on what I plan to do. And I'm going to stop sharing. So thank you, guys. I appreciate that. So I'll probably see you guys on Tuesday. And so until then, hopefully everybody has a great week, rest of your week, trading week. Kind of curious to see how this news affects everything at 2 o'clock. Wednesdays is always a great day, I think. I love it when the news happens. But thank you, CB. It's always a pleasure being on a call with you. Matt, it's always a pleasure being on a call with you. Thank you, everybody who joined us. And we will see you guys again soon then.
Thanks, guys.
Take care.
Take care. Bye.